Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Flesh and Blood stream. Tonight, we're going to be playing Aurora. It'll be the last stream before we got 2 Pro Quests coming up this weekend. I know a lot of people that got Pro Quests coming up this weekend, so if you're looking at taking Aurora, I'm hoping that we can play some games, maybe answer some questions, and try to show you guys some cool lines with the deck. You know, after last week's showing at Pro Quest Week 1, I only went to 1, but I had a pretty good showing, making top 8, and then losing in the top 8. But so I'm hoping to kind of build on that success this weekend. Oh, excuse me. First up, we have our local Pro Quest on Saturday, which I'm pretty excited about. I love when our local area gets a Pro Quest. It's nice to be able to, you know, sleep in till 11 o'clock and then go to a Pro Quest. So I'm also got a couple people like traveling in that are coming. Unfortunately, some people aren't going to be able to make it, but I'm excited that there's some people coming in, get to hang out and see everybody, like hanging out with the homies during the events. It's a lot of fun. But yeah, I don't know. It should be a good time. I'm excited. I hope to build on that, and we're going to try and iron out some game plans tonight with everything we got going on. Let's see. Comp CC. Yo, Trent Brick, what's up, dude? Yeah, Trent, dude, I'm super glad to hear that that, you know, you and Ashley are okay and that your guys' house is okay and everything like that. I know that was, you guys were a little concerned, so I'm glad that you guys are doing okay, man. Yo, Brick, what's up, brother? Hey, King, what's going on, man? Doing a Pro Quest this weekend and Audible to Aurora. Jammed about 35 games in the last 3 days just trying to learn stuff. I mean, that's the best way to do it, man. Like, just playing games is a great way to do it. I'm a firm believer that, like, if you're trying to learn a deck, like, watching someone who makes content around it, and like, I'm not even plugging myself, I just mean in general, is a very solid way to like get a basic understanding of the game, and then from there you should be playing games, learning the deck, and going from there. Also, one thing tonight, we have a lot of the matchups plugged in. I've went through and plugged in a lot of the matchups and how I feel about the deck as a whole. So we're going to be talking about how I sideboard into certain things tonight, and we're going to be going through everything, just kind of talking about how I feel about the deck as a whole, and the different matchups and how we want to be sideboarding for things. So having a lot of that already panned out for us is kind of nice. Against Dory, we want to go second. Bathos. I know that name from somewhere. I don't actually have a Dory one put in here, but we run Crown of Providence. We're running Carapace and Grasp. We do want to run Snaps here as well. We want the 57 card main deck, except we want to be playing Sink Belows. Now, if they are playing Count Your Blessings nonsense, then we want Exude Confidence. But if they're on Dawnblade, which I think a lot of people are trying to play Dawnblade just to race, we want to be on the Sink Belows. So it's kind of a tough choice to make here on what we want to do. But what I've been doing against Dory is just bringing in Sink Belows and just kind of seeing what happens, depending on how they play it out here. So shirt rating 8 out of 10. Thanks, Ben. I appreciate it, brother. I appreciate it. Wish there was more Verdance content. I actually kind of wish there was more Verdance content as well. I won't lie to you, King. I would like for there to be more Verdance content as well, just because I think that, like, Verdance is very unsolved, and there's a lot of things that need to be figured out with Verdance. All right, we're playing against Dorinthia. We are going second, and we're going to see what they can throw at us. Use your matchups as help for my sideboard too. I'm actually on a slightly different build, but it's mostly just so I can fit in a Face Purgatory. Okay, so I mean, I don't hate Face Purgatory. I'm actually like a big fan of Face Purgatory, and like, just like, you know, I would say like I like Face Purgatory a lot is what I'm trying to say. Face Purgatory is very good in my opinion. Every time this hits, right? And I think this is the best thing we can do is just block 6. Like Glistening Steelblade, or no, that's the one they just played. I can't remember what the card I'm thinking of. The yellow one that like lets them search for something would be really bad for us here, but I think it's okay. So we're gonna go Arc Lightning, Grasp, Starfall, Flittering Charge for go again. Arsenal the Flittering Charge is gonna be the play here. They're also not running Arcane Barrier against us, so if we do happen to draw CLV pretty early, we can try to push a lot of damage with it this way. Hey, let's go. Trent keeping me on my toes. with 100 bits tonight. Let's go, Trent. Thank you for the bits, brother. I appreciate it, man. Appreciate that a whole bunch, dude. I think there's quite a bit of Vin content out there, isn't there, Trent? Like, there's actually quite a bit, right? So Justin, I think I'm not sure if Himmel has an online store, Hammurabi TCG, but I do know that, like, I just messaged him on Facebook, and that's where I get all my cards. Himmel's really cool. I like working with Himmel. He's very quick. He gives me multiple shipping options. Himmel is great to get cards from. Now, like, the first person I go to be honest, is like our local store. Richard, my buddy Richard. I go to him first and foremost. But yeah, no, I mean, like, go. Himmel's great, dude. Himmel has hooked me up a bunch of times. He really helps me out with a lot of the cards that I need and stuff like that. So I'm a big fan of, like, going to Himmel to get cards. He's a great resource. Verdance is a blast to play. Still toying with her, but she definitely has potential. I mean, yeah, she, like, I think that Verdance could be very powerful. We just haven't figured out the best build of her yet, right? And I just think that's, like, where we're living right now, is that we don't really know how to build her yet. All right, so we're taking a little bit of damage here. They're going to stack up a counter, and they're going to arsenal something. A little unfortunate, but we're going to try and push a lot of damage this turn. I mean, we're just going to play the 5-card hands that we're given here, just trying to race. I don't know if we're going to be able to race super cleanly, but pitching the lightning press is better, right? It's just a better play to make, is to pitch the lightning press and to play the discharge. So I think we're going to go for the route of pitch this for 2 go again and 1 arcane. There's supposedly a 0 attack Count Your Blessings Verdicts deck that is going around on Purple Discord. That could be interesting, Doubt. That could be really interesting to see, to be honest. Singing Steel Blade. That does sound like the name of the card, to be honest. I can't remember off the top of my head, but that sounds correct when we're talking about it. I could definitely see that being it. Let's see. So 4 go again here. Great to see our deck playing. Hey, Rodolph, what's up, man? How are you, buddy? Facebook got it. Yeah, dude, if you're needing to pick up, like, M's and L's from, like, the new sets and stuff like that, he is a great resource. Himmel is a phenomenal resource. I am a big fan of, like, leaning on Himmel for stuff like that. He's awesome. I tell everybody that, like, that's where I get my cards. He's really cool. He's great to work with. I really enjoy working with him in general. So this seems like a really solid hand. I mean, this is probably, like, we can block 5 here, right? And just kind of force, I mean, I guess we can block 7 and just kind of force them to have it here. Now, they probably have something, but we are going to be able to somersault this back to our hand. So, yeah, Singing Steel Blade, there it is. Justin called it exactly on the money there. Okay, so Trent, a really good content creator for Vincent content is Fabtin. Fabtin. I can probably link his channel here. But he's great. He makes really good content. I really enjoy a lot of his, like, Vincent content. He does a really good job. It's all very, very good stuff. So he'd be a good one to check out. Hey, what's up, Annabelle? How are you? So it's currently play Electrostatic Discharge. Or no, it'd be Flittering Charge, play Discharge to give go again, Starfall, Shockwave, no fuse for 7, activate Aurora, so it'd be 4, not 4, 6, and 7's 13. I mean, they've already hit once, so, like, we're probably just going to have to push a bunch of damage. So we're going to fall down to 17 if we do this. I think this is okay, right? Yeah, I think this is fine. So I think we're okay. Yeah. Yeah, this is fine. So we're gonna actually, no, we're not gonna arsenal this, are we? Yeah, we are. I think we are. So I think we're gonna throw the Starfall, play this, and then come in for 7 and arsenal the Shockwave. Or are we better off to arsenal this maybe? Yeah, I think that's a better line. We can arsenal this and set up this way. I think this is a better play. And we're going to give ourselves a chance to try and jam all of our equipment in front and just try to block out and set up a turn here. There was a guy from the AGE team showing Vin games earlier on YouTube today. Oh, that's cool. So do I leave aggro for Taylor? Tough choice. Is Taylor streaming right now? He mentioned he was going to be streaming, but I didn't know he would be live. Is he actually live right now, Josh? So this ends up being a 10-point turn. And we're going to activate Aurora. Okay. So this hand actually allows us to block with all of the equipment and then sink one of the Sigil of Lightnings. And we can kind of go from there and see what happens. Chip said, no, don't do it. I'm okay. Busy day. Well, I'm glad to hear that you're okay-ish. Wish it was better, but I get it. Busy days are the worst. He will be in 45 minutes. Gotcha. I think we're going to say no blocks here. I'm not a big fan of saying no blocks. I would much rather be in a position where we could just deny our opponent counters, but it's not exactly how this game's panned out for us, so we're going to put the Sigil on the bottom. Rip into a Snatch is pretty good. It's pretty good. Wanted to say it's pretty wild the amount of time I see you come up on Reddit with people suggesting you as a good content creator to watch. Dude, that's really awesome, man. I mean, it makes me really happy to hear that people are, suggesting me as like content. Like, that's very nice. I do really enjoy that, and it means a lot that people want to suggest my content to be put out there. It's very nice to hear people say things like that. So I do really appreciate it. I'm going to be honest, Reddit's one of those places that I don't really spend any time. I've never really spent any time on Reddit. So it's like interesting to hear that people are talking about me out there, but man, I appreciate you letting me know that, Chips. That's really nice. It's nice to know that there are positive things being said about me. It's a good feeling, and I appreciate you letting me know that, man. It means a lot, brother. We have not played a lightning card. Arc Lightning on top. Okay. Snatch for 4. This is interesting. It forces them to make a decision here. We can throw the Flittering Charge for 4 and play Sigil of Lightning, which might be good because if we can put them to 6, it means we might be able to give 1 card and keep everything here. I honestly think they're supposed to take 1 and give us a card because it means they can crack balance. Or we can use Snaps this turn and save the Arc Lightning for next turn. I think we're just going to play this. I would currently be taking 2 if they don't have a buff. And if they do, it is what it is. But we're hoping that we can just deal enough damage here. I don't know if it's possible, but we're going to try. I don't think we win by ever blocking here. Yeah. I was like, I don't think we can win by blocking. I mean, we played a 5-turn game where we saw 0 copies of... Channel Lightning Valley and 0 copies of Sink Below. You're just not going to beat Dory in a race like that. Dory's a very fast hero, and she punishes a lot of the aggro decks for not being able to block very well, and not drawing our power cards. Like, we drew 2 Arc Lightnings, but, like, Arc Lightnings are just damage, and, like, you can't... Like, you need to be able to draw cards or to be able to play defensively there. We basically gave our opponent a counter every single turn, and none of our hands were really going to play offense and defense at the same time. In fact, a lot of them really didn't even play defense that well. We're just forced to race, I think. Saw 0 copies of CLV and 0 copies of Sync in 5 turns and lost the race. And I spelled Talishar wrong. Apparently I can't type at all tonight. All right. 0-1 is not the start we were hoping for, but that's okay. That is okay. We're going to get a loss out of the way early. We're going to shake off this rust. #1 content creator, my guy. Thank you, Trent. I really appreciate it, brother. It means a lot. I would never suggest aggro. You're lying, Trent. Or you're lying, Josh. You would. You have some great qualities, especially for content creation, consistency, personality, and variety over time. Well, thanks, man. I really appreciate that. I may now because I'm actually living up to the name. Ooh, against Cecilio, we definitely want to go second. I actually... tomorrow's game that I'm posting is actually a Cecilio. And man, let me tell you, we have an Cecilio matchup. Tomorrow's game that I'm posting is actually a Cecilio. And I got to tell y'all, it was interesting. It was interesting. It's got a wild finish. I'll tell you that. We added Warmonger's Diplomacy to this matchup because they add as a blue. Plus, they can also disrupt the fact that they want to play. They want to do non-attack actions and attack actions in the same turn, so it kind of forces their hand a little bit on some hands. So I do like having the. Warmonger's Diplomacy in this matchup. I do want to learn Acilio, and I think Taylor will be helpful. I mean, yeah, like Taylor is very dedicated to Acilio, and like honestly, I mean, he's a good player. So like definitely like watching him could like be a thing for sure. Like watching him could help a lot. I agree. Taylor's a very good player. I kind of hope they attack us here so that we can somersault some cards back and then activate Aurora on our first turn. Now it appears we're just going to be doing the deal 5 arcane. So I guess I'm just going to keep the lightning surge here. It's a lightning card. It works with everything we want it to do. We're just going to let that kind of try to fuel our hand here. Hopefully we draw something powerful. Flittering Charge, somersault it back, pitch Current Funnel to throw Starfall. Throw Flittering Charge, activate Aurora, Arsenal, Lightning Surge. Feels like a pretty good hand. I mean, it's a 10-point hand with an Arsenal. It's a 10.3 card hand with an Embodiment and an Arsenal here, so... You don't need Warmongers. Other Rune Blades aren't real. Dude, so literally at my ProQuest, Justin, on Sunday, I played against 3. Literally, this is not a joke. I played against 3 copies, or 3 Viserais in 5 rounds of Swiss, bro. Like, it was wild. Because the funny part's, I almost didn't play Warmongers. I literally almost didn't play Warmongers because I was like, yeah, there won't be a lot of Azalea here. It's fine. And, like, literally... ran into 3 Viserais. And I have to say, it won me a lot of games. It won me a lot of games the other day. It was very good. I'm going to go in and say this is why the Wash guy doing the card guy stream. I love that everybody calls Taylor Wash. Like, I don't even know why. It's just funny to me that everyone does. Put the Burn Up and Shock on the bottom, I think. Like, we have a lot of attacks here, but I don't really think the Burn Up and Shock is going to get the value we want. So, I mean, we're gonna force them to, like, give us something here. We're going to, like, force them to have it here. Blink is very good in the resolution step. Puts it back into their hand. After this, we won't be blocking anymore. It is what it is at this point. And if they do throw something like a Mind Warp at us, then... Ew, it's a lot of damage. Yeah, we're just going to take 8 and fall down to 30. I have no interest in using Shock Charmers. They're going to draw a card that they may or may not be able to do something with. I wonder if they drew that or had it in their hand. All right, Arc Lightning. Dealing arcane damage here. A lot of my locals are Rune Blades right now, so I've opted towards Warmongers as well. Had to jump away from Verdance as a deck, though, because she's just not good into Rune Blades. I mean, like, Verdance definitely seems like she has her weak points, right? I think there was only 1 copy of Verdance at the ProQuest I went to, and they did not top 8. Now, like, that's not a knock against the player by any means, but they did. I don't think Verdance top 8'd the ProQuest I was at. And I'm going to be honest, with the way she looked when, like, everything started... Like, the way that she looked when spoiler season started for Rosetta, I was pretty surprised. To be honest. been leaning back to Viserai. If I had the cards, I'd be on it this weekend. Not sure I'll hold up once Dio starts taking over. I mean, hey, man, like, let's just be honest. Like, Dio is just gonna, like, Dio's probably gonna be the aggro deck of choice. Like, Dio is just insanely powerful. She can do so many broken things. There's just a lot of value for Dio. So you're still taking one currently. I don't know why you're blocking with all of your equipment here. I mean, I guess, like, this is, like, their turn. I guess they're saying they're gonna pop off here. I can only assume that's what we're going for at this point, is that they're trying to pop off this turn. So we're just going to push as much damage as we can here. Like, that is the goal at this point in time. We're just going to go burn up and shock. This is one Arcane Barrier. This is one AB, and then one AB from the Arc Lightning. And then it's Flittering Charge, and we get to use the Lightning Press to give it go again, and then throw Lightning Surge. Which is a lot of value. This ends up being a 12-point card because of the go again and the 4 on hit here. The Arc Lightning puts our opponent down to 9. And then Lightning Surge is for 5, basically. So we're going to end up putting our opponent down to 4 here. So on turn 3, we managed to put our opponent down to 4. Now, we are at 30, but we are not safe by any means. We're going to see what happens this turn. There's a lot of dumb things Acilio can do. They did not use their arm piece here or play the sigil, so I'm curious to see how this goes. Hey, what's up, Mattis? How are you? Haven't been up since national season. That's good at card games. I see you are doing super well. Mattis, I am doing well, brother. Life has been good to me, man. I hope you've been doing well. I hope you have been doing well also, I guess is the phrase I'm looking for. I hope you've been doing well as well, man. But I'm glad you could come by and hang out tonight, man. Good to see you. Aggro Earth Heroes do nothing on Lightning. Wait, what? What are you talking about? What are you talking about, Josh? Might just buy the Dio deck. I mean, the Dio deck's going to be insane, I think, to be honest. Like, Dio's going to be absolutely bonkers. Absolutely bonkers. Somebody actually asked me if I'd considered playing Sigil of Solace in my deck. I don't know what it replaces. I genuinely asked him, like, what it would replace, and I haven't heard back from them yet. So, yo, Caleb, what's up, dude? How are you, buddy? Florian doesn't like Dominate. I mean, I think a lot of decks don't like Dominate, right? That doesn't really seem like a Florian thing necessarily. I think there are a lot of decks in the... Okay. I think there are a lot of decks in the game that like that would struggle with Dominate right now. We're going to say no blocks. Sigil of Brilliance, bring that back to their hand. No blocks. Sigil of Lightning. This is going to be something crazy, right? We'll block here, I guess. I mean, they've somehow managed to gain 6 this turn and do a ton of damage to us. Okay, so there's no arcane spell coming at us. Okay. I am intrigued by their line of play there. I don't really know what they were hoping for, to be honest. I don't really know what they were hoping for right there, to be honest. So we're going to play Sigil of Lightning to give this go again. And then it's 2 go again. Shockwave, no fuse. Activate. We should have activated Shock Charmers right there, right? Just would have been better. Yeah, we should have activated Shock Charmers right there. We can activate it here, though. So technically they take 5, go to 2. Now they do have 4 cards, access to 4 cards here, which I am kind of terrified, to be honest. Because I'm worried that we might just die here. We drew the blue, thank God. I wish the blue wasn't our only 3 block here, but we're going to see what's going to happen. This is probably, we're probably dead here now. It's been a busy day. I believe that, Caleb. I believe that. Before this armory deck, so maybe need to roll back that direction. I mean, hey, yeah, like if you've been playing Dio and having success beforehand, I would stick with Dio afterwards, right? Like she's gonna do well. She's gonna look good, like in the metagame for sure. Let's see here. So Talishar, we're playing against Acilio. We did go second, and it looks like we're about to lose, but we're gonna see what happens. I'm not shipping out on the farm just yet here. We're going to see what happens. I mean, if they have multiple physical attacks here, then like we are probably just dead because we have to have our blue to be able to stop Arcane Barrier at this point. I don't really know how. I mean, if they don't have another go again attack, that is all of their attacks this turn. Am I just dead? 3, 4, 5, take 2. Go to 2. I mean, we're going to have to throw the rabble and hope that... We're going to have to hope that they can't kill us at instant speed, which is very possible. They could have like shock. If they have any of the cards that have shock on them, they can literally play the shock and then activate Volzar and we're just dead. But if not, okay, so they're looking for one, looking for something to do here. And we're going to have to hope that the Rabble's for 4. We're also going to have to hope that this strips 2 cards out of their hand. If they have a 3 block, we're in a bad spot. Dio is going to be here on next Friday. Well, they're looking for cards like crazy to be able to do something with, to be able to kill us with. And don't get me wrong, it's very possible that like we have AB2 here and that's it. Now they don't know that. They don't know that. They are digging towards their out. I respect that my opponent is digging towards their out right here. I think we have to throw this. And if we're dead, we're just dead. There's nothing I can do about it, unfortunately. Take 2, go to 2. And then if they have a shock, like they have a shock, I guess. No, they had 2 cards that did not block. Wow, cannot believe we got out of that game. Where was their next arcane spell? Where was their next shock arcane spell, which is important? Wow, they had a ways to go. Man, okay. I did not think we were going to win that game, to be honest. I did not think we were going to win that game. Hey, what's up, Andrew? How are you, brother? We did get very lucky that game. We did get very lucky that game, Josh. I won't lie to you. I thought we had lost that game. I think our opponent played better than us, and we just got lucky at the end. I have to wait that long? If you mean till next Friday, yes, you do. Speaking of the Dash.io Armory deck, on Wednesday, like 6 days from now, I'm gonna have the video on how to upgrade your Dash.io Armory deck for less than $100 so that you could be competitive playable. We've got that coming out next Wednesday. We got to win. Was at 1 and opponent didn't draw shock to kill us for 2 turns. All right, well, we ended up scraping by right there by the hair on our chinny chin chin. Carly said that the other night, and now I'm saying it. Good God help me. Yo, how was the regional championship last weekend, Andrew? How was that, brother? Did you play in the RC, or were you just chilling, man? Somebody was actually telling me that there's a RCQ this weekend in Morristown, but I am not going. I think I have a Leviah matchup in here. We want Balance of Justice. We want all of our blocking equipment, and I bring in Sinks because we can randomly stuff a Pulping if it comes up, but if not, it's just the best value card we have in our sideboard. The other option we have is to just run Flicker Wisp and just to go straight combo and try to run them over, but I don't really like that idea. I think I would rather just be playing like a more like mid-rangey style game here. They also have 0 Arcane Barrier. which is good to know. It's good to know. Played every RC, I feel like I'm just throwing money into a dumpster fire. Dude, I'm sorry, man. Let's be honest, God can't help you. I mean, listen, I'm not trying to bring religion into this, but I've been bailed out of some situations that I don't know how to explain in life, so we kind of roll with that. All right, so our opponent throws Claw at us. I don't really know why they picked to go first. I think Leviah always wants to go second, from my understanding, so I don't know why they did that. Also, that was poor sequencing from us. I should have went Rabble into Entwined Lightning, no go again. Actually, I should have just went Rabble into Flittering Charge, Arsenal the Entwined Lightning. That was just a mistake on my part, and now we can Arsenal this, but I definitely should have played that differently. Flittering Charge, play Discharge to give it go again. Photon Rush, Flittering Charge for 4, Arsenal to sink below after we take 8. Yeah, I think I'm okay with that. God said, Andrew, you try, and that's all that matters. And I'm like, K, bro, my guy out here, dude. Andrew never fails to make me smile, dude. How relevant do you think Sigil of Lightning versus having Heaven's Claw blue? So Sigil of Lightning has actually bailed me out on more than one occasion. Doubt. I think that the Sigil of Lightning is very important. If you're looking to play against like a lot of Victors, a lot of like probably Levi's or KOs, like a lot of decks where you want that blue 3 block, then I would say it could be worth it to be running blue Heaven's Claws, though. Like, it really depends, I guess, on your meta, but I would say that I preferred Sigil of Lightning so far. Oh, this could be fun. Oh, no. Oh, no. So what? Terra Limb from Limb says it gains its power. So this is going to be for 12. Arc Lightning, Flittering Charge, Second Strike. Play the sink below here and just take 8. We could sink something, but I don't really see a reason to. I think I'm pretty content with his hand. It's just 4, 8, 12. So like it's just a 12.3 card hand here. Or I'm sorry, this is for 3, I guess. So I guess it's an 11.3 card hand, which is 2 points above rate. And it lets us Arsenal a sink below, which I think is pretty solid. We're just trying to get them low, and we're trying to force Leviah into an awkward flip turn where they don't want to be, which is exactly what I want to take away from them here. The reason you prefer Sync over the one that pings one? Sigil of Suffering is only good in matchups, in my opinion, where you're playing against things that don't run AB, and there's just not enough of that in the metagame right now to really justify that. I actually think you're better off running Sync against Azalea and a lot of the decks that you want Sync against. So that's why I'm personally on Sync Below over, that's why I'm on Sync Below over something like, over the Sigil of Suffering. Even better, I tell God resolves. Oh, let's go. Trent with a big hydrate, dude. Let's go. Trent's already getting the going here. This hand does not have any natural go again, does it? So it's probably just Shockwave fused with the Lightning Press it, Arsenal to Surge here. Because we're going to give up the Sink Below after this, and we're also going to crack the balance. So we're just going to go ahead and crack this to draw a card and see what we're looking at. So I guess it's do all of that, and this hand's kind of awkward. I think we're just going to sink this to the bottom. I think we're going to sink the Sigil of Lightning here. I mean, I guess we can snap and throw 4 more. I don't really see a better line here. So we are going to play this, knowing that like our turn changes absolutely 0. We're going to use snaps here. Our opponent goes to 13, which means they're no longer controlling their flip. And we're now going to attack for 4. Now, I guess we could have not snapped and let their Husk get 0 value there, but basically just means that, like, our snaps got 0 value that turn, which, like, I guess is fine. We're up 10 points right now. They have done that with all 3 Beast Withins, and they have not missed one time. Sag. I have some Azalea and some other innate AB classes I'm expecting to run into. Yeah, so, I mean, I think Sync's just more consistent, basically, is, like, my rationale. Thinking about it that way is, like, I just like the consistency of Sync. Yeah, 14. So if I go to 11, my turn is Channel Lightning Valley, Lightning Surge, Current Funnel, Grasp, Starfall, still have a Blink left over, plus another card, and I think that's worth going to 11 here. We've also now put our opponent in the situation of, like, they can never just, like, awkwardly give something up here. Like, they can never, like, just take a lot of our, like, blood debt because they can't flip. We've now taken the agency out of that plan for them. When they declare no blocks, we're going to flash in the CLV here. Arsenaling the Burn Up and Shock feels pretty good, I think. So, because of that, we're going to go Current Funnel. We could block. We could play the Burn Up and Shock to try and force them to, like, block something here, but I don't think they will. Actually, no, you know what? We're going to play that a little bit differently. I'm going to see if my opponent's cool with me taking that back. They may decline. I don't know. We're going to go 2 Go again. Then we're going to activate Grasp, and we're going to activate Aurora to set up for next turn. Lets us know that we have guaranteed draw card next turn, which is solid, and we get to arsenal our Burn Up and Shock here. This hand's actually insane. Okay, they hit 1/6 there. Now they have their action point back. I'm definitely going to just block with my equipment, take 2, go down to 9. Because if I go to anything that is not... I was going to say if I go to anything that's not 2, we're just going to say no blocks. But I think now it's block with Arc Lightning. Take 6, go to 3, and then I get to have a hand with, I think, just enough Arcane to kill them, to be honest. Like, I don't think they can stop all of it. Maybe I'm supposed to block with Static Shock because double Arc Lightning is probably more Arcane this way. But either way, it's kind of 6 in one, a half dozen in the other at this point. Somersault's pretty good. We get Burn Up and Shock, which deals 2 Arcane to them, 1 from the Shock, 1 from the Arc Lightning with Go again. And then it is Arcanic Shockwave, fused with the Somersault, 1 Rune Chant, the Go again, puts them down to 1 here, and then the Starfall just kills them after this because they did not bring Arcane Barrier in. This is one of the times that, like, I understand why decks want to race me and not bring AB in, but I also think it's honestly just a bad play. I'm honestly just not a fan of that play at all because, like, you not having AB just means that, like, you're just going to lose. If you're, let me rephrase that. It's saying that if you're not winning, you're going to lose. And I know that that sounds kind of like a forehead thing, like, duh, forehead. But if you're not winning the game, you will just lose. And I honestly think that's a problem for a lot of decks. I also agree with what Callier said, that Sync is too good at fixing weird hands. Is there a world where you activate Grasp and play the Fuse to deal 1 Arcane because they have no AB? I mean, which hand are you talking about, Brick? Because if you're talking about... I set the Grasp up for the last turn because I wanted the extra Arcane damage. But if you're talking about on the very last turn of the game, then, like, yeah, like, the Arc Lightning just triggered it, right? Or if you're talking about the turn before that, we did not have to lead on the Lightning Surge. We could have just played the Grasp. We could have activated Grasp and then played the CLV and then thrown Starfall to guarantee the hit. But I think leading on Lightning Surge lets them think they have agency over the turn when they really don't. And I like that because it lets them think that maybe they can block out. So they might be tempted to give me a card and Bonebreaker there to try and stop the on-hit effect. And when they really have no control over how the turn's going to play out, we have them from there. So that hand was very good there at the end of the game. Was very good. Let's see. So we were playing on Talishar. We played against Levia. We went second. We got the win. Opponent did not bring in AB. And we got there with Arc Lightning. All right. So 2-1. Told you guys we were turning around after that first loss. We had a slow start, but that's okay. That is okay. It's also worth noting, so let's talk about this here for a second while we're waiting on our next game. My hand was double Arc Lightning, Shockwave, and Static Shock. If I block with the Static Shock, I stay at 4, which does not protect me from anything in sense of the... it doesn't protect me from anything in terms of Reckless Swing, but it is technically more life. And the double Arc Lightning, they were at 6. They go to 5. They go to 3. Starfall kills them. So the double Arc Lightning was just better. The double Arc Lightning was better to keep for all senses. Oh God, excuse me. In all the senses there. I think I clicked on Vincent, but I think that and Viscerai are the same matchup. We want all of our blocking equipment, and we bring in Warmongers here just to, like, it's an extra blue for Rune Chance if we need it to be, and also, like, it's just insanely good. So ripping into it here on turn 0 is very solid. Talishar, we're playing against Viscerai, and we are going second, which is what I would have picked anyway. Now, Viscerai can set up some really nutty hands against us here early on in the game, but I'm always going to pick to go second because I want the tempo. Play Blink, activate Aurora, and then take some damage. If they decide to throw stuff at here, we're going to have to take damage, which is unfortunate, but I still like this play because our opponent could make an interesting decision here, right? So it is Arcanic Shockwave fused with the Lightning Press. We are actually just going to Arsenal the Lightning Press here. This hand's actually insanely strong for us. Yo, Brad, what's up, dude? You look like today's date? What? What does that even mean, Valk? You got me on the edge of my seat here, brother. I think Exude is a very strong card. I'm a firm believer in Exude right now, to be honest. I was actually having this conversation with one of my buddies earlier, and I think Exude is way better than everyone thinks it is. Exude is amazing. You would have to give me a pretty convincing argument to cut the card, to be honest. Hey, 10 out of 10. Let's go, Valk. I was not ready for that at all. Dude. That's hilarious, bro. That's hilarious. Thanks, man. Much love, brother. Much love. My brain does not work at light speed like your voice does. I'm sorry, Brick. I'm sorry if I'm talking too fast, brother. We're just going to take all the Rune Chants here, fall down to 36, and then this is what? 4 go again with 1 Rune Chant on the back end. Our hand is currently Burn Up and Shock, Starfall, Ravenous Rabble into Snatch with the Lightning Press, activate Aurora. So unless they offer us something pretty good here, like the Snuff Out or whatever it's called would probably be the best one for them to have at this point. And even then, I don't think I'm that scared of that. Dude, today's your birthday, Trent? Is today seriously your birthday, bro? Like, please, like, are you being serious? They could Creeper. Nah, let's just take this. Let's just take this. Viscerai gets a lot better when you're on Warmongers, Nathaniel. At least in my experience, it has been, brother. Is there a particular reason you aren't on Sigil? I personally am on a list nearly identical to yours, except Photon Rush plus Ravenous 1 copy are replaced with Sigils. So I'm gonna be honest with you, man. The thought of like playing those things really scares me. Oh wait, this doesn't work the way I thought it does. It's fine. It's still fine. Like I could have blocked on something that would have been a better play here, but it's fine. Definitely should have blocked on something there, but I wasn't thinking. Oh well. Just won a ProQuest here in Brazil on Saturday on Azuri. Hope to meet you in London. Yo, Shaz, dude, let's go. Congrats on winning a ProQuest, brother. I really hope. I think Curly and I might be going to London regardless. Now, there's obviously a few things that play into that, but I think Carly and I might go to London no matter what, just to go and hang out and see everything and stuff like that. So I will probably be there, brother. But I hope we get to meet too. The day after the hurricane is my birthday. Well, Trent, happy birthday, brother. Much love, man. I did not know today was your birthday, dude. I cannot believe that you cheered bits on your birthday, big dog. That's like the opposite of how things are supposed to go around here. But happy birthday, man. I guess your birthday present was your house was still intact when you got home. I'm sorry, I know that's a dark joke, but man. Oh man. Biz threw 15 at me after I warmongers him yesterday. I mean, yeah, that does happen sometimes. It does happen sometimes. Oh yeah, they couldn't have creepers anything in. They couldn't have creepers in the Revel there, which makes a lot of sense. Wasn't an option for them. Because they were under war. I mean, they can activate Spellbound Creepers, but they can't actually play a non-attack action, so Brad makes a very good point. Fun fact, Hurricane Milton was close to reaching the maximum size hurricane Earth atmosphere can create. Wow. Didn't even know that was, like, feasibly a thing that could happen. That's kind of crazy. Honestly, kind of crazy to think about. We're obviously not going to play our Lightning Press here. Our opponent's willing to give up 2 pieces of an equipment and a card here, so I think I'm okay with just letting this stick. Static Shock, Lightning Press, Photon Rush, Starfall, Gone in a Flash, 7/8, 10/11, 12/13, and then 16/17 off of 5 cards. We'll see what they do here, though. Sigil of Solace isn't too spooky to play, in my opinion. I really like Sigil of Solace, and I think it has a lot of synergy with the deck. One of my biggest concerns with Sigil of Solace is that you're cutting Lightning Press or you're cutting attacks, and I don't like cutting attacks just because of like the nature of Rune Blades in general. I want my deck to be as consistent as possible, and I think that scares me a little bit if I'm being real. If I'm just gonna like be real with you for a minute. We're just going to block 4. And then we've got a pretty explosive turn here to throw. Like, nothing crazy, but, like, it's a good turn. The embodiment of lightning set us up very well here. I did a pro quest with Aurora this weekend. You think 1 Poison the Well is enough for Count Your Blessings, or would you bring the whole playset? So, honestly, Doused, I'm not playing any, which I know most people disagree with, but, I mean, I think 1 is plenty. I know multiple people who are playing 1 in their deck, and I think you're perfectly okay to be playing 1, in all honesty, man. I think 1 is fine. You know, Dando was playing 2 at Battle Hardened Milwaukee, but like I also think that Count Your Blessings is way more relevant earlier in the meta than later in the meta, so I would probably not be super concerned about it, to be honest. This is a really weird hand. We're going to take all 6 of the Rune Chants, or 8, or however many there was. There was a few of them. I think there's 6, and then there's 1 on the back end, or there's 2 on the back end, I guess, because of the incantations. And then this is for 6. I can block 5 from hand, and then 6. And then not really do anything with my turn and somersault these cards back. We also have the option of crowning away something here. Like, part of me kind of wants to crown away the Lightning Press, and I can go Shockwave, Carapace, Crown, and crown this away. And then we can try to make something happen with this hand if we draw into a better card, but I'm going to be honest, like, maybe the play is to... We're going to tell our opponent we're thinking here. What's the life totals? We're up 7? I mean, is there any world we're just supposed to take this damage? Like, the answer is probably just no there, right? So, like, the problem is that our blue is Warmongers, and we want to play it to try and slow our opponent down a little bit. I could block 5, somersault my 2 cards back, pitch them to activate Aurora, play Warmongers on my turn, take 1, and then try to really slow their turn down. That is a wildly weird turn, and it kind of goes against everything that I think. Yeah, I honestly think it's just, like, the best turn we can play here. Because the other option, like, nothing really allows us to, like, have go again here and play the Warmongers this turn, which is very unfortunate. And so I think we're better off just making this play. I guess we could pitch Warmongers to activate Aurora now, and then we could go for reveal. They don't have arcane barriers, so they would take 1, and then we could lightning press it, and then if they use Face Purgatory, we discard this. But I think we're better off using Warmongers to try and wait a turn here and just trying to set up a little bit. I don't know. Why Photon Rush over the 3rd Somersault? Yeah, so I don't want to see that many somersaults, right? So, like, the best way to think about that is that, like, if you're playing 3 of the card, you want to see it as often as possible, right? But when you're playing 2, you want to see it regularly, but not in every hand. And then 1 is like when you want to see it every now and again, is how I kind of like to think of it. And so, like, the idea behind me playing 2 somersaults is that the Photon Rush adds some clarity to our turns by having an extra attack that we can use, and I think there's a lot of value in that, to be honest. I think we're just gonna take this. They did pick War. Like, they have a pretty good turn here, I'm sure. Like, most of these decks can still put together 12 to 13 point turns here against you. Even if you're still, like, even if they're under Warmongers. But the good thing about this turn is that, like, we're literally going to fall down to 7, and then we're going to have a very, very powerful turn here. So if I play, we got to think about this turn in the most efficient way possible. So if I play Static Shock here, I think I'm supposed to lead on... I think I'm supposed to lead on Starfall, right? Like, that's where we're supposed to lead. We pitch the Discharge to play Starfall. No, well, yeah, we have the channel. I think that's where we're supposed to lead, because this sets us up to have CLV for another turn, and I think that's a good place to be. Still on 9 somersaults or bust, huh, Brad? Tell me what you thought of the list that you posted. What list did you post for me? I'm not sure which one you're talking about, man. Been telling him this whole time. Taylor Crawford is about to get on and jam Acilio on the Card Guys channel. You guys should duel. Dude, listen, I'm totally down to play Taylor. I love Taylor. Taylor's great. I'm totally down to play against Taylor, man. Y'all do not have to twist my arm hard for that. Okay, you know what? I'm actually okay with this. Like, if you're wanting to use Sigil of Suffering to stop my Starfall here, then that's perfect with me. And we're going to go Static Shock. And I have the Lightning Press in Arsenal. And this is 4 go again. And they're going to block 8. So they're actually going to manage to stuff our turn here. Something I can say I safely did not see coming. We could be in a bad spot. Because I can't... Yeah, like, we can't play anything. Unfortunately, our hand just didn't line up to be able to play around the Face Purgatory. We could be in a bad spot here, guys. This could be tough. We do have the channel for next turn, thankfully. So, like, we've managed to keep it around, which is kind of nice. Okay. So we're probably going to be blocking with a good bit of equipment here. Are we bottoming the Lightning Press? I think the answer is no, right? Yeah, I don't think we're bottoming anything here. 9 somersaults or bust, dude. I mean, I gotta admit, I'm here for it, right? Like, saying 9 somersaults or bust sends a message, bro. Sends a message loud and clear. Oh, I guess technically they do have AB. They have AB too, but they don't have AB, is basically how you look at that. I love this. I love that you're going to block 4, because we're going to get to press this, give it go again, and draw a card here. You have the Sigil of Suffering. We have to think about this here for a second. Hang on. I think we're going to take 1. And then I'm going to Lightning Press the next thing. I'm going to Lightning Press the Ravenous Rabble, because I'm not really interested in doing anything else here. If they're this hellbent on stopping us from hitting with this, then they're going to have to keep blocking, and I'm okay with that. Because ultimately, them blocking means that we're driving the tempo of the game, and us driving the tempo of the game, even though we're losing by 8 points, means we do have a chance to get back into it. I am going to press this. We put them to 8, draw Sigil of Lightning. 2 Go Again. And then it's going to be activate Aurora and play Warmonger's Diplomacy. We're now out of equipment, and we're hoping that the third Warmonger's Diplomacy is enough to seal the door. Now, the fact that we've seen 3 Warmonger's Diplomacies in 7 turns is kind of nuts, to be honest. It's kind of nuts. I tell you what, if Taylor's live, ask Taylor if he wants to battle it out. I'd be down to play one against him. Taylor talks a lot about the Cecilio deck, so I'd be curious to hear more about it. If Taylor has it, if Taylor's up to play, if you guys are hanging out in his chat and he's up to play, let me know. Let me know. We'll get a game going. I like Taylor. I like playing against Taylor. He's fun. They have 1 Sigil of Suffering left. They don't have an aura, so we don't like have to block in the sense of like I was like, they can't actually force us to do anything here, which I kind of like. We're going to throw 4 Go Again and see what they do. I'm curious to see how they play this one out, to be honest. Also, Trent, I'm sorry, brother. We got a big hydrate just for Trent here. Maybe I'm just supposed to throw 7. I don't know. Maybe it's just supposed to be 7. Who knows? We got a big hydrate for Trent since I am behind here. Since I'm behind. All right, we're just going to Arsenal. I mean, our opponent's just like playing more value game than we are at the current moment, and it's working out for them, and it's not us. We do have a hand that blocks 6, though, which is kind of nice. Exactly, it's your birthday. We really can't forget it today. Our opponent said they're thinking, no problem. We see a blue. Yeah, I mean, so seeing a blue off of the Rabble is unfortunate because we're on 12. But, like, you know, it's fine. Like, it's not the end of the world. You know, it's fine. It's fine, is all I can say about it. They're going to have to pitch another card if they want to activate Rattlebones. So they'll have 2 Rune Chants, which means this is going to be 4 Go Again. So we're actually better off to pitch a card. Apologize to our opponent here because I do need to pitch differently. We're going to pitch like this. I guess it doesn't really matter, right? They're going to take every card out of our hand here, regardless. Yeah, they're going to get every card. So we're probably going to lose here. Like, we're probably dead on this next turn unless they just brick, which feels very unlikely at this point. But we'll see what happens. Okay, Malefic Incantation is not a brick. I'll tell you that right now. Also, we have, like, a card that doesn't block, and that's one of the problems with, like, having to block when you're Aurora. We also don't have anything that blocks 3. So, like, having to do this is just the worst. Would have loved to have seen a Burn Up and Shock to, like, try and draw a card here. We can technically block the Rune Chants. And then we just die to this, which is unfortunate. I can't block this. Yeah. I'm going to be honest. That feels like a game we should have won. I'm not really sure where I went wrong that game or what mistakes I made. Going to have to go back and watch that. We're going to have to go back and... We're going to have to go back and watch that one because I feel like I should have won that game and I don't know what I did wrong there. Not sure where it went wrong. Opponent outvalued us at the end. I think my mistake might have been that I was playing too much towards the board. I was playing too much towards the board, like the CLVs on the board and stuff like that, as opposed to actually playing like the game that I wanted to be playing, which was just trying to run them over, and I think that was a mistake. Oh, I like that. I like that, Brad. I do not have a plan into Rhinar. Like, we're on balance, we're on blocking with everything, and we're probably on Exudes, if I had to guess. We could try to play, like, light combo and set it up here. We could just try to play full combo into Rhinar, since they take most of our hand anyway every turn. You know what? Let's live in the now. I don't know if this is correct, and in fact, it feels very wrong, but we're going to try it anyway, because I'm curious. All I get is to survive a stupid hurricane. What kind of day is this? I mean, yeah, I'm inclined to agree with you that feels a little subpar, I would say. Talishar, Rhinar, and we are going second. Hopefully they can't do that dumb thing that Rhinar does where they take, like, my whole hand on turn 0, and I'm just like, oh, you remember that time I wish I could block? +1 and Intimidate for 1. I mean, it's a blue 3 block, so it's fine, I guess, right? But taking the current funnel was less than ideal. I think I want to take 1 here because I have the Snatch, right? I have Snatch and Snaps this early, so... Yeah, that was definitely a game, like, where it's like, yeah, watch this one back. For sure. I'm gonna have to go back and watch that one later tonight. Probably tomorrow. Honestly, probably tomorrow, but still. We're gonna throw this and play the Sigil of Lightning, and then we're gonna throw Snatch for 7. Drawing the Sigil of Lightning actually kind of worked out. I mean, it's pretty lackluster, to be honest, but I think it's okay, all things considered. It sets us up with an embodiment of Lightning for next turn, and it also, like, allowed us to, like, play out our whole hand and use the Lightning Press and not give ourselves an intellect penalty here. So I think this is a pretty decent turn all the way around. I'm really hoping they give us Flesh Bag. I can't imagine they do, but I'm hoping they do. We are going to push this over the top. Drawing Channel Lightning Valley is pretty nice, I won't lie. And drawing a Flicker Wisp, okay. So we can try to put the CLV into play next turn, and then we can just try to go from there. Yikes. Oh, discard that Alpha Rampage. You'll love to see it. You'll love to see it. We're just going to hope to draw an Arc Lightning in the next turn or two. It's really all we have, right? I mean, listen, if we can get an Aurora mid-range deck together that, like, functions and is, like, good, then, like, I'm down to stream it one night. Probably after ProQuest season. Probably after ProQuest season, just to be honest. Yikes. Brosa Stalin. I thought we were friends. Jesus. So I guess we're going to go 4-go again and see what happens here. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I think this is, like, our best line of play here. Maybe I'm supposed to lead on Starfall. Actually, that is what I'm supposed to do. We're going to see if our opponent's cool with me taking this back. Now, they do know that we have this, but this gives us the easiest way to guarantee we're going to keep the CLV around. It is pretty telling after we showed them the Snatch of what our hand is, but I still think it's good. I have, like, a 70 or 72 of the 80 already sent to you. I mean, yeah, that's true, but, like, we don't have the list yet. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I get... Oh, mama. We're cooking with gas now, boys. Hopefully they give us Flesh Bag here. Please give me Flesh Bag. Please give me Flesh Bag. Please give me Flesh Bag. I beg you. I beg you. Just make a mistake. Make a mistake. Grant us this gift of life, opponent. No. No? No. Cool. No doubt. They must have a really solid hand here. We're gonna Arsenal the Flicker Wisp because Arc Lightning is better to play, and you give it to us that late in the turn. Catching my attention here, opponent. Actually, I lied. We're going to Arsenal the Lightning Surge. Oh! Jesus! We're doing it, boys. Do you think Azalea is favored into you? I think it's extremely close, Stolzer. With Sink Belows and Warmonger's Diplomacies, I think you're slightly favored as Aurora, but if you're playing Sigils or you're not on Warmonger's Diplomacy, I do think Azalea is favored into you. It's also really about who goes first and who goes second, to be honest, brother. That's a big one. Like, who goes first and who goes second is a big one, in my opinion. And it's weird, but going second is the correct play. Going second is the correct play. Okay, so it's Arc Lightning. We're about to do it all, boys. Remember, they're at 27 when the turn started. They're at 27 when the turn started. We also have the CLV in play, which is bananas. Oh. Oh, yeah. It's all coming together. And this is why we play combo. Woo! You love to see it. We throw second strike at our opponent. This is also like just insane because they don't have Fleshbag to even take a card here. Yeah, oh my god, this turn is right. Because this turn is bananas. B-A-N-A-N-A-S. Tell him, Gwen. Tell him. Hello?
Yes.
Okay, it's Carly. I just heard the door open and I didn't know Carly was back there, bro. Like, and nobody's doing anything, and then Carly's just like, yes! Like, I'm psychotic for hearing our front door open. Anytime I talk to Carly about going outside, she's like, yes!
That's not true. I'm gonna rewind and listen and watch you.
What'd you say?
I'm gonna rewind and listen and watch you.
Okay, you should. My friend and I were the ones who played this list. Blasting. Hey, what's up, Mountain Lion? How are you, buddy? Are you talking about the list that Josh shared in the chat? So our opponent blocked 5. They blocked 7. Our opponent blocked 7 and died from 27. And we had 11 more points that turn. I mean, yeah, man, like, God, we're just so good at this game, bro. We're just so good at this game. Bro, just about got robbed live on stream. Let me tell you, if y'all saw me get robbed live on stream, like, I promise you, that is not a joke I would ever play on you guys. If you ever see something like that happen, it is real. Call the police. This is when I, like, pull out a gun and I'm like, for them! No, I'm just kidding. That would be funny, though. That would have been a great joke. Damn it, I should have done that. God, I'm always missing the funny things like this. Double Flicker Wisp and Arc Lightning. So we dealt 27, they blocked 7, which is 34, and we had 11 for 45 is dumb. So it's kind of crazy. Like, that's probably why most people are running the combo, because when you're doing 45 like that out of nowhere, it's just like, hey, gotcha. All right, that was nuts. Crazy time. 38 damage, it was 45, Doubt. Hey, what's up, Setsu? How are you, brother? Yo, Martin, what's up, man? Jinxie was streaming during the storm and his window shattered. Oh, you talking about when he said, like, it was so hot? He was like, why is my room so hot? And then it just, like, on stream, bro. Because I actually saw that on TikTok today. Like, Jinxie is literally posting clips. Oh, we get to play against Azalea. Jinxie is literally posting clips while in the hurricane because he refused to, like, leave. And the comments on his video are someone's reinforcing during the action phase. And if you've never played Siege, then, like, you don't understand. But if you know, you know. I'm like, the internet is wild, fam. Like, I would really hope that if Carly and I were in the middle of something like that, that like y'all would be a little bit more sensitive than reinforcing in the battle state or the action phase, bro. Yeah, it turns out 45 points in one turn will win the game, right? Yeah, no, it's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah, it was 45 because they blocked for 7. That was where the damage came from. You're absolutely correct, Out. Absolutely. I mean, don't get me wrong. It is very funny, but like my first reaction. So like I had 2 initial reactions, and this tells you all you need to know about who I am as a human being. It was one, I was like, damn, that's messed up. But I'm like, also, damn, that's hilarious. And you know he's laughing, right? Because that's just who Jinxie is. Like, that is just who Jinxie is. Oh, and they get to opt. Ooh. Oh, I'm so good at Azalea. I put a card on top. Strap in. It's about to get ugly. What is this for 8? So I think we're gonna block with E-Strike. Okay, so we have a couple of options here. We can sink below, put one of our instants on the bottom. Or I could just block 8 here and give a piece of equipment, right? This is one of those like decisions that I really struggle with. Like, is it correct to just block with equipment for 9 and get blown out by Rain Razors? I mean, blown out, but I also don't want to take a bunch of damage here. What do you guys think about blocking with E-Strike, play Discharge, activate Aurora, and then try to play our hand out? I think that's the better line here. We take 5. Probably, realistically, taking like 7 is what we're looking at, but I don't know. That's a tough decision. Yo, Mountain Lion, let's go. Thank you for the follow on Twitch, brother. Appreciate it, man. It means a lot. Yo, let's go. Mountain Lion with Prime. Dude, thank you so much for the Prime, man. I really appreciate that. There is a lot of great creators you can share that with every month, man, and I appreciate that being me this month, man. It means a lot. Really appreciate that, fam. Also, Mountain Lion, or anybody who's new to the channel, guys, we got 3 questions we ask everybody when they're here for the first time. What's your name? What got you into Flesh and Blood? And what are your favorite hot dog toppings? I would love to learn more about you. How many times did you draw on the combo turn? Just once, right? Or no, I drew off of the Channel Lightning Valley, and then I drew off of the gold, so twice, Martin. So what I'm hearing about the 9 Somersault deck is if I finish the 80 and can win like 1 out of my first 10 games. Yeah, you have my word. 1 out of the first 10 games, and I'll play it live on stream after it happens. I'll play it live on stream. Yo, let's go. IAS76, let's go. Thank you for that Prime sub, brother. Appreciate that, man. Means a whole lot. There are a lot of great creators you could share that with every month, and I appreciate you letting that be me. I mean that very sincerely. Why didn't you sync? I would like to Arsenal the sync, if I'm being honest. And that's kind of my thought process, is I want to Arsenal the sync. It's kind of just where I'm at when it comes to that. I would rather Arsenal the sync and try to set up a little bit, but kind of a lackluster turn here. One of the downfalls of not playing the sync. I was also worried about blocking with E-Strike, a car, like a piece of equipment, and the sync. But maybe I'm just supposed to take the 1 and go to 39. I don't know. I think we missed 2 damage this way. Just kidding. Yeah. Got a hair in my mouth. Jesus. Please tell me I'm coming to Calling Prague. Cart, I'm probably not coming to Calling Prague. I did hear about it. Or Prague? I think it's Prague. I think is how you say that. I hope I'm saying that right. But yeah, no. I probably will not be there. I wish. I wish. Yeah, I assumed they had the Razor there, honestly. Remorseless is defense reactions from Arsenal, Pascal. It's from Arsenal. Usually watching on YouTube, but hopping on Twitch for the Prime sub. Well, brother, I appreciate that, man. It means a lot. Love the content, though. Keep it up. Thanks, brother. That means a lot, man. I really appreciate that. Really appreciate the kind words, man. Yeah, we're going to go 2 go again. throw the current funnel, activate Aurora, Arsenal the Sink Below, and we're just going to try to set up here. We are going to go to 33, but we do get to try and put them to 32, which is honestly not much of a tempo swing, considering that they actually threw something at us on turn 0. I'm surprised. Most of the time, people just like blind flip for dominate on turn 0, but they did not, which is intriguing to me. Yeah, Remorseless is Arsenal. Which where they give you my prime versus some rando streamer when I'm falling asleep some nights. Well, Martin, I appreciate that, brother. I appreciate that. I honestly think it's really cool that Twitch does that, like the whole prime sub thing, like Amazon, Twitch, they do that. I think it's really neat, and I think it's very beneficial for a lot of people, honestly. So I think it's pretty cool. I like that they do that. Ooh, Codex of Bloodrot. Codex of Bloodrot is one of the most slept on cards in Azalea, in my opinion. I should go to sleep because I definitely know that. Listen. There are things that happen all the time that we know that we forget. And I get it. I am like the world's worst about that kind of stuff, brother. It happens. Happens to all of us, fam. Happens to all of us. The good news is that we can block 8 from hand and Arsenal here, so we can try to like deny them something if we want to. But Bolt and Shot effectively does not matter as long as they have the Death Dealer. So not much we can do here. We also need to see a CLV early in this matchup. I think if we're seeing early CLVs, we're in a good spot. Like, we could block Shockwave and Sync, but I don't like that. I don't like that, to be honest. I'd rather just block the next arrow. I'd rather fall down to 26 and block the next arrow, to be honest. It's 2:20 a.m. I mean, yeah, man, I'm sorry. I know that it's unfortunate, like, depending on like where you're at in the world, that like a time zone's just not great. Because you know, right now it's 8:20. It's 8:20 p.m. at my house right now. So I know it's a little bit different for everybody. That's why on the weekends when there's not big events going on, I like to stream, you know, like at 1 o'clock, so that people who are like, you know, like in different time zones can hang out, and it's more like friendly for everybody. To be able to come by and chill and hang out with us. So I get it though, man. I get it. I mean, I think this is a good opportunity to just play the Sink Below here. We could put the Blink on the bottom to try and find something better, which I think is what we're going to do. I mean, they keep giving themselves an intellect penalty, and I don't understand why. I don't know what's happening here. We are going to go draw a card. No, we're just supposed to go 10, right? Well, so here's how we have to think about this. We draw blue, it's worth 1 point and an embodiment. If we draw 0 for 4, then we're losing a point by going buff power. But buff power is consistently average with the value here. I think the safer play is just to go buff value here. Just to go buff. It just lets us come in for 10 and Arsenal a Sink Below. And I think that is more consistent value. Now, most of our deck is just Blaze Headlongs and Scar for Scars. So, like, there's a high percentage chance that we get to come in for 8 this way. And then we get to come in for 4, which is 12. So it's like an increase of 2 points if we play it that way. But I also think we're taking a risk of drawing into a Lightning Press, or we're drawing into like a, I don't know, like, I mean, I guess the Lightning Press is a bad example because we could just play the Lightning Press. But I'm thinking like, I don't know, like an Electrostatic Discharge. Gone in a Flash would have been a great one. Gone in a Flash would have been great because we could have just thrown 4 more here. Them over pitching there definitely shows the strength of Sync over Sigil of Suffering. Yeah, and so that's been my experience a lot of times, Doubt, to be honest. That's been my experience a lot of times in this matchup, is that I'm really looking to get value out of making sure that this is always for 4. And this is one of the matchups where I want it the most. Depending on what they do here, so this is for 7 currently. Uh-oh. So Release Attention says can't be played from Arsenal. I think we're supposed to crown away the Gone in a Flash here. Like, there's no major, like, catastrophic on hits here. They just get to take a counter off of the Grasp. Chief called. Static Shock ain't it, fam. Not being able to use the Sync to filter there really hurt us. Really hurt us. Like, even just 10 is okay right there, but the Dominate is in a bad spot. Yeah, so blocking with Crown of Providence to just be able to sync the Gone in a Flash did not help us the way we had hoped. We have a couple ways we can play this. We can Flittering Charge, Snap, pitch Static Shock for 2 go again into 7. So it's basically a 13-point turn. Or I can take a more aggressive line here. And when I say aggressive, I mean greedy. By going E-Strike, putting this on the bottom to draw a card. And if we draw into like a Lightning Press or a Discharge or any of our instants, Flittering Charge works really well. We could also lead on the Snatch here. We have a couple of like really interesting turns we could take here. We play Snatch and Snap, and then we're able to go E-Strike, draw, or go again into 4. Maybe we're just supposed to use E-Strike as a go again. I think we're going to lead on the Snatch and force them to give us a card in the glove here. I don't know. This is an interesting hand. But I think this is correct, to be honest. Forcing them to give us a card here, knowing that we have the Sync below. And then we can just go again here. Which, using E-Strike as go again is like the worst mode you have in this deck by far. Not something you use pretty regularly. With the value from Aurora and from like Sigil of Lightning and random things like Arc Lightning to give it go again, 99% of the time we're gonna that's misuse of statistics. Let's it's probably more like, if I'm gonna take a real guess here, 80% of the time that we're gonna go anything but go again. It's probably like 80% if I was genuinely guessing. This hand is interesting. You like E-Strike draw, then snaps. So I think the problem that presents us with, Jody, is that like if we don't have anything, if we don't hit something off that, like we would have hit into a Sigil of Lightning, so it would have worked out, right? We would have been able to put the Static Shock on the bottom to name draw card, snapped it, Flittering Charge, play Sigil of Lightning, and then throw the Snatch. Would they get red in the ledger? So it's going to be red in the ledger for 11. Um, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Like, let's think about this, right? Because it's really our only play here, is just to block everything and sink something and hope that that pans out. I think that's our best play. All right, stick with me for a second. Stick with me for a second. This is a weird line and very easily blockable if they're willing to give up 2 cards. Or if they're willing to give up 1 card and Tunic. I just don't know that they will be. Depends on what their hand looks like, right? Our opponent's also done a phenomenal job of arsenaling this game and making sure that they're staying on an arsenal. You can always tell when you're playing against very good Azalea players versus when you're playing against like kind of like mediocre Azalea players. And like this Azalea has clearly played the matchup. Like they've played a lot of this and they like really understand how to play the game as Azalea. It's weird. Arsenaling this protects us. It protects us from a Codex, which they've only played 1 of. So I'm actually just going to Arsenal this. And then we're probably just going to play it at instant speed, which is a very, very weird play to make. But I think it's the best one we have here. That's way too much credit. What are you talking about? Our opponents played this very well. I'm not sure what you mean, Andrew. Like our opponents played a very clean game so far. You can just tell that they're very comfortable with the motions of the deck and how they're playing through the turns. Yeah, I don't care about this at all. Like, unless that's going to kill me, we're never blocking this. Ever. When I say ever, I do mean ever. He said, I don't know, I'm just saying stuff. I mean, hey, man, sometimes you just gotta talk a little trash, right? Like, sometimes you just gotta let them know. Sometimes you just gotta let them know, right? It's just how it is sometimes, man. They are going to do an aim counter, and they're going to go read the glide path. If it's premeditate after this, that sucks. I mean, it's really all we can do, right? So, is it better to block 3, fall down to 3, and then I can go discharge Rabble into Rabble, play the Sigil of Lightning? I would be at 1, basically, barring we don't draw blue. But since they have Glove, I think this is a better play. I cannot express this enough that this feels wildly wrong. But I don't know that we have another option. Sink Below being on top is pretty good. It means if they block, we're just going to get to Arsenal it. Or if they don't block, we're just going to get to Arsenal it here. Which is pretty, I mean, that's a solid place to be, right? Like, just being able to Arsenal the Sink Below is a really good place to be. How many? 1 Release Attention and 1 Remorseless. Ew. Yikes. Could be bad for us. This could spell bad news pretty quickly here, but we'll see what happens. Not gonna lie, I low-key hope that Taylor is still streaming when I really low-key hope that Taylor's still streaming when I'm done, because I kind of want to jump in his chat and harass him. Because he was actually talking to me about streaming and how he felt like he was going to be really awkward the other day. So, oh, we do have inertia? That's true. So I guess we're just going to pitch it to the Starfall. Yep, so good call. Good call, Doubt. I was not thinking about the inertia. That would have been very sad when I got to the end of my turn and that's where we were at. Really? Really? Also, it's not a very good Ace Ventura impression, but God, do I love those movies. If you all learn nothing about me, take this away. It's that I love Ace Ventura. Dude, Ace Ventura, man. I'm telling you, it's where it's at, brother. I love that movie. Having to pitch the sink away is pretty unfortunate. I was really hoping they were just going to make the horrible mistake of of blocking that out. Like, that would have been awesome if they'd have just made the decision to block that out. That would have been great. Oh, dude. Yes. I love when he's in the fish tank at the beginning. Absolutely. So this is for 7. It's 7 Dominite. I mean, we're going to do what we can here, right? I mean, they're probably just going to pitch to AB this, I would think. Yep, and we're just going to take 2. Yep. I mean, so you saw right there that we drew all of our Sink Belows, and we lost because we were literally only able to play one of them. It was very awkward. Like, there were just multiple turns when, like, they had the answers, like they had Release Attention and they had things set up for our Sink Belows. And that does happen from time to time, but it hasn't happened that often. So I think them having like them having the release attention and just like the inertia there to not let us set up our sink below after that was very powerful. Their anti D-react tech lined up well with sinks, and they out valued us. The other thing about this matchup is that it's insanely close. Like, this is an insanely close match where, like, nothing is guaranteed, right? Like, nothing is guaranteed. So, about to head to draft. Good luck with the rest of the stream. Yo, thanks, man. I appreciate it. Let me know if you try the Meeps list. Love to hear your thoughts. Oh, that's the one that Josh was telling me about. Yeah, I'm going to check it out later and probably try it sometime, like, maybe this weekend or something like that. I remember renting it as a kid to watch Ace Ventura: Pet Detective. So Drofer, dude, I'm telling you, man. Like, I had the Pet Detective one, and I had the When Nature Calls one. Like, we had the 2 discs. In fact, I still have them. The DVDs are sitting on a shelf in there, and I absolutely love those movies, man. Like, love those movies. Great to see the Vidalia versus Aurora. Those are what I'm building right now. Oh, nice, Setsu. Let's go, dude. Oh, hey, it's Cart. Cart, if you're still here, good luck, brother. We do have a Florian. We do have Florian tech here. We're on Crown to try and, like, bail us out here. And we run Exudes in this matchup to, like, really try and, like, help push us over the top. And we'll kind of see how things lines up. We did play against us the other night. And Cart was actually on, like, some, like, count your blessings stuff that he was doing. So I'm curious to see how this plays out. I'm not going to change my sideboarding plan, even though, like, I do think that this is, like, he's on some stuff like that. I think we're just going to go Rabble, E-Strike, draw card. Yep. We do not have... I mean, actually, that's just wrong, right? I do have AB. I just have AB too, so I'm supposed to do it that way. So yeah, we are just going to pitch to stop this here. We might as well. Seems okay to me. This is not a combo matchup, in my opinion. We do not want to run the combo in this matchup. Rabble, E-Strike for 7. Arsenal Arc Lightning, which is solid. I won't peek. I appreciate that, Cart. I appreciate that. Yo, guys, also, thanks for being here tonight. Appreciate everybody chilling. A lot of things y'all could be doing on a Thursday night, so I appreciate you guys hanging out with us while we are practicing for ProQuest this coming weekend. Yeah. Arcane Lantern and being able to play the full, like, suite is just so interesting. I mean, it feels very clear to me that Cart is going for, like, the fatigue, like, long game play of, like, everything he's trying to accomplish here, so... And it might not be fatigue at the end of the day, but he, like, that's a lot of equipment. There's a lot of value in all that equipment over there. Double Millennium Tree, huh? Huh. Interesting. Go to 42, make 2 rune chance and pass. So, Burn Up and Shock. Entwine Lightning, Fuse here, play this, come in for 7. I don't really want to play the Arc Lightning. I think I would rather try and save that for a more powerful turn, considering I have the Crown of Providence. Now, if Cart does have a Plow under here, he could put this on the bottom of the deck, but I think I'm okay with that, to be honest, if I'm just being real. I would rather save the Arc Lightning for when I have a turn that enables me to use Grasp and Starfall in the same turn off of 1 card. Hey, Andrew, what's up, brother? I like the combo for Florian. He plays super defensively. So that's actually one reason I don't like the combo, is because he plays super defensively. I'm not a big fan of running combo into Florian because of cards like Felling of the Crown and Plow Under. Those cards can make it very, very awkward for you, in my opinion, to be able to, like, set everything up. Like, most Florians are on Command and Conquer, Erase Face. They're on Felling of the Crown and Plow Under, and I ultimately think that that just makes it very difficult for you to get across the finish line, if I'm being honest. So, not a big fan of that. We're going to get the last card out of Cart's hand here. Like, we're going to get another card. He's not going to let this come through. It's got Burn Up and Shock attached to it. So, it's like he's just going to stay as high as he can for as long as he can here on life total. This is a very solid hand to use Arc Lightning. We get a lot of value out of the Arc Lightning here. If I lose this ProQuest weekend, it's because I'm about to play Altered with Alexander and Nathan. LOL, blaming everyone else. I love it, Nathaniel. Getting that scapegoat in real early there. I like it. I like it. We're going to put Rabble on the bottom because Second Strike is conditional go again, and I would rather have go again in general. Plus, we can Arsenal the Flittering Charge here. Seems like a pretty good hand, to be honest. Arc Lightning deals an Arcane. We get to activate Grasp, deal an Arcane. We get to throw Starfall for 2, 1 Rune Chant, and then 1 Arc Lightning trigger at the end. And then we have Second Strike for 4 go again, which is going to also be coming in with one Arc Lightning trigger. I was like, I'm surprised that Cart wants to do that. That feels like a very inefficient use of resources here. I really don't know what's happening right now at this point. There's a lot happening here. ProQuest last week, I got to go to the finals on Noob, but Enigma's such a rough matchup. Take it as a W since it's my first time. Yeah, I mean, no, I get that, man. Getting second at a ProQuest is very good. That's very good, Andrew. I'd be proud of that, man. I did. I played at 1 ProQuest on Sunday, and I made it to top 8, and then I lost. Cart said he passed a blocking too fast there, like, which I get. Happens to everyone. Yep, he wants to start the turnover, which is completely fine. Like Cart and I have played enough games together to where, like, I know we're at a point, like, he's not just going to, like, play the turn differently. He's going to, like, play the game out in a way that is, like, exactly how we played it, except he's wanting to block more efficiently. And he clicked through a step. So Cart's not going to, like, use extra information he's received, which I'm a big fan of. Because if you're looking to just, like, and we talked about this on Tuesday, but if you're looking to just, like, abuse extra knowledge because you've seen cards, then, like, you're not benefiting yourself or me, and I don't want the game to play out that way. Like, you're not helping me get better as a player, and if you're not helping me get better as a player, you are not helping yourself get better as a player either, and at that point, you have no reason to be testing, and I know that Cart's not doing that. I've played enough games with Cart to know that, like, he likes to play games the correct way, which I'm a big fan of. Yeah, I think he just wanted to block with a card there, and he just went too far. I would just go ahead and get a third card. He's getting closer to doing it that way, I guess. I guess he doesn't want it that way. So he does fall down to 34. We are going to Arsenal this, even though, like, it seems like Cart has something to do. Felling of the Crown. It's pretty good. We're going to skip all the Rune Chants. I think we're going to have to activate Aurora here. Being able to, like, set up these, like, on a turn, off a turn hands is very unfortunate for us. So activate Grasp. Play Channel Lightning Valley, Starfall for 2, and the 1 Rune Chant, and then throw Flittering Charge. Having a Lightning Surge in Arsenal makes me feel like this is an okay turn here to be able to play this out this way, because we're taking multiple cards from his hand, and that's really what we want to be doing on a consistent basis. The more cards we can take out of Card's hand, the better off we're going to be here. But yeah, sorry, I did play in a ProQuest. And I ended up losing in top 8. I actually went 5-0 in Swiss and then lost in the top 8, which was unfortunate. But I happened to play my worst matchup in top 8, so it was just kind of a bad luck there. I feel like it's bad luck. I hate to be the guy that just, like, blames everything on getting some bad draws, like by getting, like, bad gym pairings. But I think we had some unfortunate luck in top 8. I actually saw Dak today on Facebook. I was actually saw him in one of the Facebook groups that I'm in today. Saw him chatting about something earlier today. So it's funny that you bring up Zechariah. I did see him earlier today. Yep. And then we're just going to Arsenal the Lightning Surge, setting up for next turn. It's a very positive hand here. Hopefully it's not something like a CNC. That's unfortunate. That is unfortunate for us because we were going to have a very, very good turn we could piece together here. Now, to be fair, this hand is still very powerful. His hand's still very good and does a lot of good things, but the Condemned to Slaughter was very solid. I think that's the last Haunting rendition. So that's all the prevention damage that this deck is really running, to my knowledge. So, hey, what's up, Fernando? I'm sorry to hear that you're not doing well with. I'm sorry to hear that you are not doing well with Enigma, buddy. It's a tough deck, man. It's a tough deck. It's gonna take some time to figure it all out. You know, just it takes a little bit of work to figure it all out, man. What was your bad top 8 matchup? I played against Victor. I played against the one Victor in the tournament, and they also happened to make top 8. Now, it's kind of like laughably poetic because, you know, I play Victor all the time. So like they're not. So me like losing to the one Victor in the tournament was kind of funny. Like I did have a little bit of a laugh about it afterwards. But yeah, no, like the Sean's the Victor player. He was the only one there, and he ended up actually. He split in the finals to take the gold foil because he doesn't care about going to London. So I'm super happy for Sean. He's a really cool guy. But it just unfortunate for me the way everything panned out. Just unfortunate. We've chewed through a little bit of our opponent's equipment here. We've chewed through a little bit of our opponent's equipment here, but they still have the tree and the face purgatory, which are the two scariest cards they can keep. Hey, what's up, Pockets? Gymlock's definitely a small part of the game. I had 5 Enigmas in my Pro Quest and didn't pair into any in Swiss. I mean, like, man, it's pretty fortunate, right? Considering that that's a tough matchup for New. Like, that's a pretty fortunate break for you to, like, not pair into any at all. I would say that's pretty good, right? It's pretty convenient. Let's go in Twine Lightning, fuse with the Blink. And then we can play the CLV if they don't block anything here. I'm hoping you do well enough to get an invite. Dude, I would love to go to London. So Carly and I were actually talking about this the other day, and I think we're going to go to London no matter what. We think. We're not 100% on that yet. We think. But we would like to for sure. And so we're kind of like talking about that and trying to figure that out a little bit right now to see what we want to do as far as that's concerned. Man, part of me wants to activate Grasp. So I think we want to Arsenal this, right? Like we're just better off Arsenaling this. I really like throwing the split damage at our opponent. If you want the truth, I really just enjoy throwing the split arcane damage. Because it really forces Florian to make a tough decision here. Anyone favored? I mean, I think KO and Aurora is pretty 50-50 if you want the truth. It feels like very breakneck even. It really depends on how your blood, like how your the headpiece flesh bag lines up. In my opinion, like I just think it's really about how that lines up. If you want the truth. So, yo, let's go, Jofer. Thank you for the follow, brother. Appreciate you being here and hanging out with us, man. PQ in Vegas was basically mostly Aurora Enigma. Zen took it, though. Ooh, Zen took it. That's interesting. That's really interesting. That's cool that Zen took it. I like to see that Zen's still doing stuff. I prefer Twitch over YouTube, so I'm going to move over here. There's a lot of benefits of, like, Twitch over YouTube, right? And like I'm inclined to agree with you on that. But like I feel like Flesh and Blood as a whole is more of a it's more of a YouTube thing than it for most people. But I do get it. I do get it, what you're saying. I am also like a... I am also... Ooh, this is a weird hand. I'm also a Twitch over YouTube person most of the time. Most of the time, I will say. Yeah, he's on YouTube. His name is like the Rare Hunter. He posted his video the day after. Ooh, interesting. All right, cool. I did not see that. Yeah, so Fleshbag is tough, right? But like, kind of to your point, Brad, you like as a KO player, you really have to respect what I'm doing. I mean, honestly, man, like, joke's on you. This hand sucked. Not even trying to be funny. This hand was just kind of bad. So like, this kind of works out for us. But I mean, yeah, like it's. I think we have to Shockwave, Fuse, and Snap here, to be honest. But yeah, like, what was I saying? Yeah, so the instants give me a lot of like ability to play around cards like Face Purgatory and cards like Scowling Fleshbag, which is really nice. And you have to pick and choose when I can play around it, right? And it's really interesting. It's kind of a chess game there. Brody was on Vincent. All right, let's go. Oh, I did hear about Brody losing in the finals, yeah. More YouTube, probably, because the game is internationally played and involved. I mean, that makes sense. I also think that people like YouTube because it gives you the ability to watch games at your own speed, right? So one of the things that I will say, like, I really wish... Sorry, my foot warmer thing is messed up. And yes, I have a foot warmer before everybody laughs at me. But one of the things that, like... Like, one of the things that I don't know is just kind of, like... Like, you can watch videos at your own pace, right? You can watch videos whenever you want. And I do think there's something to be said for that. I do think that's kind of cool. Since they've taken damage, we now have go again, so we are going to use snaps. The fact that you can just watch videos on YouTube at your own pace, at your own leisure is kind of nice. And like, live streams are live streams, like they're there. And don't get me wrong, I prefer live streams over anything else, if I'm being honest, because I really like the interaction of talking to a streamer and like hanging out with them. But I get why people like YouTube, because it's convenience. It's convenience, and let's be honest, in 2024, and especially my generation being a millennial, like, we live in a world of convenience. I'm done with my TED Talk. Done with my TED Talk. My friends were explaining that he was a Yu-Gi-Oh pro, or he is a Yu-Gi-Oh pro. Interesting. Interesting. No, thank you. We are not interested. We already have the best viewers. We don't need to buy viewers. But thank you, though, bot. Thank you, though. So I did block the Snatch, which I think was a good decision on Kart's point there. I think I played the matchup once. I just slammed the Flesh Bag when they had a full combo, bagged their first attack, because why wouldn't you? Yeah, no, you should do it when they have the most cards in hand, not the least cards in hand. Cart just said in the chat, please stop drawing Arc Lightning and Lightning Valley. LOL. But yeah, no, I mean, I agree. Like, I completely hear what you're saying. What have we played? 2 CLVs and 2 Arc Lightnings? They have lined up together twice, which is really powerful. No, they've lined up once. But yeah, no, I mean, like, it's... We're going to Arsenal the Entwine Lightning because it has go again. But yeah, like, you're supposed to jam it early in the turn. I also don't run combo into KO, which I don't know if people agree with or not, but I don't run combo into KO. I don't think you're supposed to. I don't think you're supposed to run combo into KO. While the fridge cools down, Donald, what's up, man? I hope your house is okay, brother. I know, like, you're making a joke about turning on the generator. I don't know that that's a joke, but like, I'm saying in general. But I hope everything's okay, man. Hope you and your family are okay if you're in Florida. Guys, that goes for anybody. If you guys are in Florida, I hope you and your family are okay. Like, that is... Being in the middle of a hurricane is a terrifying thing, so I hope you guys are doing okay. We're going to put Gone in a Flash on the bottom because we can go Entwine Lightning, fuse with Flittering Charge, play Sigil, Arsenal Exude. Probably should have put the Flittering Charge in the bottom to just play with an instant better. All right, we've got most of the equipment. We've taken a lot of value from cart, and we've gotten most of the equipment. Here's where we're looking to shut the door. I mean, obviously, it's going to take a lot more turns to shut the door. It's only turn 10. This is normally like a 17-turn game, 17 to 20-turn game against Florian. But we're going to try, since cart's almost out of equipment, we're just going to try and like really push this as much as we can. I actually think we're just going to keep, we're going to activate Aurora. We're not going to play this. We don't need Go again, right? So there's just no reason to play it. We should just activate Aurora and Arsenal the Exude, which is powerful. It's a very powerful hand. Oh, they want to undo their action? I mean, that's fine. If you don't want to play the truce, like, deal. Was a Cat 3 Milton was a bitch? I'm a natural born Floridian. So I've actually seen a lot of videos of people from Florida just, like, not caring at all. Which is, I don't know, man. It's just wild to me to see nonsense like that, dude. It's just crazy. Like, y'all are wild. I think I really don't want to give up Crown here. Flittering Charge, play Discharge. Pitch Current Funnel for Starfall. Throw Exude Confidence, activate Aurora, Arsenal Exude. Yeah, that's fine. I think that's a fine turn, all things considered. Playing the Summer's Fall is actually, like, I think better than playing the Truce there. Which feels wrong to say, but I think it is. When you've lived through it as many times as we have, it's just another Wednesday. See, like, I hear what you're saying. Like, I hear what you're saying, and, like, I'm not saying you're wrong by any means. I've never lived through that, so I'm not going to sit here and pretend to understand it. But, like, that is a crazy train of thought to me. To sit and think that it's like, oh, yeah, it's just another Wednesday. Like, because I've lived through a hurricane. Like, I don't know, man. It's crazy to think about that. Like, that, there's a reason they talk about Florida being, like, one of the craziest states in the country, bro. Like, one of the craziest states in the country. Like y'all just, like, get me every time with some of the stuff that comes out of Florida, dude. And then this is for 7. No defense reactions, which I really like. We get to activate Aurora and then Arsenal. I'm trying to decide if I want to play CLV or not. So I don't think I do. And hear me out here. Hear me out. We're going to play the Burn Up and Shock. We're going to go Exude for 4 Go again. Photon Rush into Snatch. Arsenal the CLV. We're going to do that because I don't really have... like, so I could lead on Exude Confidence, play the CLV, and then I could pitch Burn Up and Shock to go Starfall. Photon, I actually like that better. No, I like that way better. I like that way better than Arsenaling CLV here. I'm a bum. Just ignore me. I don't think we're supposed to play Burn Up into Exude here. I don't think we're supposed to play the Burn Up and Shock into Exude because then we don't have a Lightning card to keep, right? And we're relying on drawing a card and drawing into a Lightning card, and I honestly think that's just too much of a risky situation. Now I'm kind of tempted to, like, no, I still think we're supposed to make this play. I still think this is a better play here. And Cart doesn't want to give up a card for this. Like, nobody wants to give up a card for this. But they will if they think it's going to deny me the CLV hit. And they're right. It will here. Now, there's also a good chance that they're going to be able to block this with 1 card. And then they're going to be able to block this with 1 card. They did... the Plow Under does not stop the Exude text here. So... yeah, I am hesitant because of the pitching outlet here. I'm worried about, like, the fact that we are reliant on drawing a card to pitch. And that scares me, if you want the truth. Drawing 2 cards seems very good here. I'm really hoping that they're stranded with an attack with a defense reaction here. I mean, this is just really strong, right? They blocked with a Plow Under. How many Plow Unders have we seen? They pitched one very early, which means it's probably coming back around. So I'm betting they have another one if you want the truth. I think I'm just going to Arsenal. I'm going to Arsenal the second strike. Yikes. Arsenaling the second strike panned out for us. If they had anything to do, we were in a really bad spot. Really bad spot right there. Now it's going to be Burn Up and Shock. Arcane damage. They cannot stop all of the arcane damage here with the way that card has pitched so far. So this is good for us. This is good for us. This is not bad. Which means if Cart would like to stop this, he has to give us the... If Cart would like to stop the arcane damage here, he has to give us his last card, which is very powerful. Oh, he's going to take the damage here. Interesting. So this is 4. CLV draws us a card. Arc Lightning for 1. I think this is the game. Like, I think we just win the game right here. This is 4, go again. Not going to play anything. I don't have a reason to. We know that the last card in Cart's hand is... We know that the last card in his hand is a Command and Conquer. I was like, if that's not also... Oh, so that is the game. So we had to pitch to be able to play the Reduce to Rune Chant. This puts Cart down to 2. And then this is 4 on hit, deal 2 Arcane. And we were just able to close it out there. Let's see, 13 turns. Game went faster than I thought it would. Honestly thought the game would end pretty fast there. Cart, like, really, like, you know... Cart offered a lot of turns there. So Cart offered there were a couple of turns that were real disruption through like cards like Felling of the Swing or Felling of the Crown. He never really played a Plow Under, and there were a couple of windows there where we really left ourselves in a bad spot to get blown out by one. To get blown out by like a Felling of the Crown. I mean, I'm not gonna say blown out, but get put in a bad spot. And so like it just couple of things we needed to panned out for us there over the course of that game. So let's see. Exude. Exude paired with CLV and Arc Lightning was too much to handle, and let us get tempo. Which I think is a pretty accurate representation of what happened that game. I mean, I think that it feels like exactly what happened that game. So the deck's just continuing to feel good to this point. Yeah, I was like, you didn't have a lot of disruption. You had a couple of Felling of the Crowns, but never like a Plow Under. And like you were never really able to hit us with a Command and Conquer. Like I still had all of my equipment that game. You were forced to pitch and block with a lot of it there. And so it was just kind of weird late in the game there for sure. Yeah, dude. So Exude is super powerful into Florian. Like that game, I was actually talking to my buddy Nathaniel earlier, and I was telling him that like he's not playing Exudes, and I was telling him, I was like, listen, you should be on Exudes, bro. Like you should be on Exudes. And this. If there was a game for me to tell someone why they should play Exude, it was that one right there. Florian, Kano, Verdance. I'm trying to think of anything else that might be insane into. Enigma, it's really good into. Like, there's a lot of matchups where I really like Exude Confidence. I really like Exude into a lot of matchups. especially if you can play it with like an electrostatic discharge or something. All right, Florian, we're gonna run it back. There is some argument here to running AB1 in this matchup, but I have yet to have that really cost me a game, so I'm just gonna be playing it the same way that I have been to set it up here. We're just going to activate Grasp and pass. I am going to Arsenal the Exude here because I want to keep the Arc Lightning in my hand to like kind of like almost guarantee that I'm setting up next turn. Yep, there it is. And they're probably pretty content with just like getting Crown out of the way this early in the game, to be honest, but... Okay. I mean, we're going to go Arc Lightning into E-Strike draw card here. They are running Null Room Boots. We're going to bottom the Static Shock. We're going to draw a card because this already has Go Again. Drawing the Sigil of Lightning is great. Allows us to activate Grasp and Starfall. Although we might be giving up a little bit of value this turn to activate Aurora, if I'm being honest. I think we're going to. I hate that I'm giving up 2 points here off the Grasp instead of just giving up 1 point this way, but I think it's correct because it allows us to like to not activate Grasp. We can activate Aurora and we can end with Exude, and we can have a Exude and an Embodiment for next turn, which is a good place to be when we're trying to like really put our opponent on the back foot here. Photon Rush on top. Rootbound Carapace, which just blocks 3. Okay. Arcane damage puts our opponent to 36. We are losing 1 point from the Arc Lightning, which I don't like because we want to get as much value out of our cards as possible, but still, we're just going to take 4. It's fine. Our hand is very powerful. I mean, our hand is very good, but like, it's not that crazy, right? We have to lead on Lightning Surge here. Yeah, that feels wrong to lead on Lightning Surge, but it like enables our entire hand to be able to set up this way. So I think that's okay. The Rendition's very good. That card is like insanely powerful in my opinion. 2 Go Again. 3 Go Again. Snatch for 4. And stare at him. Do I want to snap this? Do I want to snap this? I don't think so. We're going to activate Aurora and we're going to pass. If they have Arsenal Disruption, it's unfortunate. Ooh. Channel Mount Heroic. Come in for 6. Go again because you've made an aura this turn. So it's going to be 9 points. Arc Lightning. Exude. Entwine Lightning Fuse. Second Strike Shockwave. Actually pitch Shockwave to Starfall to get more value out of the Arc Lightning. Yeah, we're just going to take 9 here. This is just an aggro matchup, which is very interesting because aggro... Actually, like, aggro Florian is, like, scarier to me than, like, the blocking version. Wish we would have drawn a CLV here. Lightning Greaves is in for, like, Viserai, the Mirror, Vincent, Kano, Verdance, Acilio. Anything that you want AB1 against consistently. I don't know... Me probably not, like, me playing snaps might be incorrect here in this matchup, if I'm being honest. I really don't know. I truly don't know if that's the case or not. 4 Go Again. And they've taken damage, so Second Strike is turned on. Hopefully Exude gets a lot of value. They're probably playing, like, they're playing Carapace, they're playing Sinks, they're playing stuff like that. But it looks like they're trying to end the game here before it even really gets started, to be honest. I mean, Lightning Greaves for the most part is fancy Null Rune Boots, for the most part. Because Snaps has just been a lot better so far. So for the most part, that is accurate. That we're just playing like fancy Null Rune Boots, which is weird to say. Entwine Lightning fused with Second Strike. Yeah, Wizards and Rune Blades for everybody except Florian, I guess. Because I don't run it into Florian. So this is 4 go again. They want to keep their hand here. If I pitch Shockwave to Starfall, it's 3 points. Or if I just play Shockwave, it's 4 points. And if I really thought the 1 extra point would like end the game here, we could always just like snap, but I don't think that's correct. Oh, man. Why not Florian specifically? Because most of the time you're the one playing offense and they're playing defense most of the game. So I've never really been concerned about blocking Arcane Barrier. But I will be honest with you, it has cost me the game one time. It did cost me the game one time. We're going to wait and see what comes after this. And I mean, I guess technically we have Arcane Barrier. Technically. Sorry, this is an interesting hand, and I'm trying to think about how I want to play this one out, right? I don't think we're going to show them the discharge until we're ready to. This would be a very good time for them to give us Face Purgatory. Okay, so our opponent is a Greed Monster. And I don't mean that like disrespectfully towards them, but like that would have been an excellent opportunity to give me that. And they're doing what I do a lot of times. They're trying to wait as long as possible to utilize all of their equipment. And I think here it's actually going to cost them. Yeah, because they're not going to have a card to discard. They're going to take 1 fall to 4. And then this is going to be for 7. Would it have been worth it to activate Grasp? I think Aurora is better here, right? So they technically only have to block with 1 card to stay alive. No, they have to block with 2 cards minimum or a defense reaction. I mean, I guess at this point you might as well just give me an attack, right? Get the effect. We're going to activate Aurora. So they keep a 3-card hand, stay at 4. So we go to 8. Block 2 takes 7. They're going to put the embodiment on the bottom. I mean, we don't really have another option as far as, like, anything's concerned. This hand is horrible. Man, losing this game like this is going to feel really bad if this is how we end up losing the game. But if I block like that and go to 1, they literally get to keep 1 card and kill me because it's activate Grasp and throw Reaping Blade. God, losing the game like this feels so bad. If I block 4, I take 5, go to 3. We needed a hand that had played a lot of offense. We needed a hand that played a lot of offense here. Okay, so let's think about our hand here. If I block with Arc Lightning, I get to pitch the Lightning Press to throw Starfall, play CLV. And then it's just pass an Arsenal to Somersault and hope to use it here, right? Yeah, I'm currently not running Tunic. I mean, yeah, no, I was wrong, and I'm okay with admitting that. Like, honestly, I am. I'm okay with admitting when I'm wrong about things. Take 6, go to 2 to keep this around. Just drawing this hand is very unfortunate. I'm keeping the somersault over the lightning press because there's a higher chance of somersault being able to block and get me a lot of value on their turn, which could give me a chance to like get in back into the game here. I'm playing to my outs by keeping the somersault right here, as opposed to keeping the lightning press. Lightning press gives me more offense, but somersault may literally keep me alive because of defense, which will give me a chance to try and win the game on my next turn. This feels bad. They blocked with a soda tomorrow. I don't see that as any different than my opponent dropping a card on the table and me seeing it. We're forced to play this out. It's unfortunate, but we're forced to play this out and just pass. And we have a hand that blocks very efficiently. Are they about to activate Grass to make one Rune Champ? Man, this has been a crazy game. Our opponent's really in the tank here. Okay, so they do pitch to activate Grasp. So we're going to go to 1, and then this is going to be for 5. We're going to somersault this back to our hand. Okay. Burn Up and Shock makes it to where they have to block everything. I think our best play is Burn Up and Shock into draw card, use snaps, and then go from there. I think this is our best play. Now, they're going to give up their Tunic counter here, or at least I thought they were. I would have used Tunic counter there because this doesn't indicate more arcane damage over the course of the turn. But, and they had a card that blocks too. I think that's just incorrect, to be honest. But I don't know. We're gonna see how it plays out. Another Burn Up and Shock is very interesting. Defense reaction from hand. I was like, it's gotta be. It's gotta be. To go again, give me a card, and then Rabble, if it's a red, wins the game if they don't have a defense reaction, because they go to 3, 4 arcane damage comes in, they block 1, take 3, and die. Red, please. Okay, it's a red. Our deck has done everything it can do for us, and that's game. The damage comes across, they block 1 and take 3. Wow. I could not believe we were able to get there, honestly. Yeah, the opponent had a very, like, weird hand, right? Like, they were only forced to, like, block with 1 card, basically. And, like, they didn't have much they could do, which was very fortunate for us. I do agree with what Doubt's saying. Like, we did get pretty lucky with their brick right there. But we played to our outs, and we were able to get there. And we saw the value of us arsenaling the somersault and how that paired better for us over the course of that game. Back-to-back Florian wins feels pretty good. We did go first that game. We got the win. Played to our outs by arsenaling somersault, and it won us the game. All right, feeling pretty good. I mean, we're 5-3, which, don't get me wrong, like, is not gonna like break any world records or anything here for like win percentage, but I mean, still 5-3 is not bad. I mean, yeah, Somersault is busted. I agree with you. Somersault is insanely broken, Brad. You just have to have it with the right cards. And I think playing 3 of them is just too awkward. I think it makes the deck too clunky, to be honest. That was like one of Sam Dando's best points from his interview, in my opinion, is that like it makes it very clunky and it can make it very awkward at times. And you're just kind of forced to like play your hand around certain things because of it. And I don't like that. All right, against Kano, we do want to go second. I do have a Kano matchup in here, I'm pretty sure. This is what the TR is for. We're running AB3 and Spell Void 3. We add in the Exudes because it does force them to make a decision on when they, like, if they're at 7 and we put an Exude Confidence on the stack, they have to go for it then or they don't that turn. And that's a big thing to get out of a card. So I really enjoy that aspect of Exude Confidence, if I'm being honest. I don't like Sizzle that much, if I'm being honest out. It's not, I'm not a huge fan of it, like, just in all honesty. I am not a big fan of Sizzle. I think Photon Rush is just objectively better than Sizzle. And that's just kind of like how I view it. They go bottom, activate Kano. We leave on these the whole game just because you never know what could happen, and I'd rather have them on. I do know the Blazing for Lethal guy. I do know this guy. He's good friends with Nick Mahalis, actually, who's like kind of a local. He lives about an hour and a half away, 2 hours maybe. But he's a cool guy. I've enjoyed talking to him the couple of times I've been able to. Burn Up and Shock. Pitch Somersault to Starfall. Shockwave, no fuse. Just try to force as much damage as we can right here. Arsenaling Exude is the best play we have at this point, in my opinion. And then this is 4 on hit burn up. Okay, going to 25, then going to 21 here, I assume. Yep. So they dealt 2 to us on turn 0, and we dealt 9 to them on the first turn, which is just a better output. And we need to pretty much have every turn be like that, where we are just objectively giving them more damage than they can handle. If Brody's Vin's set list is anywhere, I would imagine it's on February, but I haven't looked, to be honest, Cart, so I'm not sure, brother. I'm not sure. I mean, I think we're forced to pitch here, right? Although our hand's very bad. Our hand is very bad. I mean, yeah, if you like have the Vin set list somewhere and you want to share it with us, that'd be great. Like, I think everybody would love to see it and stuff like that. Oh man, these hands have been extremely awkward for us. We are going to pitch to activate Aurora here. Our opponent's just going to try to kill us here. I mean, we're at 36 through Spell Void 3. It's not impossible. It's tough, but it's not impossible. Lessons does make it a little bit easier. They went top. I mean, unless one of these cards is open the floodgates, they can't kill us. Yep. It is what it is. I was explaining to someone today that, like, this is why you need everything you need to be able to stop stuff like this, and, like, sometimes it still just doesn't matter. Drawing all 3 Exudes in the first 3 hands was very bad. Like, I mean, this was an abysmal draw. Abysmal. Our opponent has pitched Eye of Ophidia and Will of Arcana. Like, they're killing us on turn 3, and like we've literally not been able to do anything. So it's just unfortunate that this is how it all panned out. So we go to 1. We do get to force them to decide if they're going to go off here or not this turn, and they're not going to go off at all this turn. I think this is the best play we have, is just to throw Snatch with Go again. Because, like, Exude's there. You can't do anything. I mean, we're going to throw the Static Shock. We might as well. Our opponent's literally just, like, they probably have a Spindle. We're probably just dead. Like, it just wasn't enough. And this is for 4. Yeah. So the crazy part's like we had a really good turn 4, but like every turn before that was just super mediocre. We drew all 3 Exudes in the first 3 turns of the game, and like we just weren't able to put anything together. Just unfortunate. Like we had abysmal draws, and Kano took advantage of that. I was trying to explain to someone that like Kano doesn't really need. Like, it really doesn't need a lot of turns with the Open the Floodgates card. Like, and don't get me wrong, like, I don't hate that card. Like, it seems pretty fair, I think, honestly. But we lost first 3 turns, had little to no go again / damage output, and we went to 1 before we could play the game, really. Yeah, I mean, we drew awkward hands and we lost, and that's just the Kano matchup. The Kano matchup has not changed. You're either playing offense and running them over, or you're just not, and that's just kind of the game. What do you mean they can still go off? They, you can't go off if Exude's on the stack. You can't activate instants or anything, so you can't activate Kano to kill me if you don't have, like, you can't Storm Striders, you can't anything if Exude's on the stack, Brad. I hate the high roll arms race LSS is created. I mean, that's fair. Exude is only for the chain. You close the chain when you attempt to move to end, so they technically could still have tried to top deck you there. Oh, sure. Like, if they want to go for it there, then yeah, that's fine. I think the idea is that we're hoping we're going to put enough damage on the stack with Exude so that it doesn't matter, right? But yeah, like I get what you're saying, that when we close the chain, they could. Oh, we get to run this back again? Okay. I mean, we'll see if we can draw some better stuff this time. One of the questions I'm having with myself is, do I want to put in the 3 blues, and like try to make it like more of a, like having more blues to try and like pitch, but I don't think that's how you win this matchup, to be honest. I think we're just going to throw Second Strike with no go again, activate Aurora, and Lightning Press it. I'm more interested in just trying to push damage here and set up. They must have an extremely... Okay, so they are going to Kano. I think you're supposed to Kano there before blocks, right? Like, it just feels wrong to not do that. We are not going to Spell Void anything. and then the Trailblazing Ether is going to come in for 2, which is fine. So we dealt 6 and they dealt 3 here on the first turn of the game, which is okay because we're setting up a Snatch and Arsenal here with an Embodiment of Lightning, which I think is powerful. Okay, I mean, yeah, just drawing that is, like, insane. We just have to block 3, right? Like, we have to block 3 every time that comes across, I think. I panicked a bit when you pitched 2 reds to your hero ability, to be honest. Are you talking about, like, the first turn right there? Like, just right then? Are you talking about, like, early on? Like, are you talking about last game? Open the Floodgates is a nasty card, but I like the rate at which all the heroes are progressing towards LL right now. I mean, that's fair. But I get it. Like, it is the Open the Floodgates. Like, anything that, like, is just, like, draw cards is, like, a very, like, scary game to be playing in general, I think. So I get what you're saying. Let's just come in for 7 here. I mean, it's only an 11-point turn, but, like, we're just trying to do as much as we can. Not drawing a blue is unfortunate, but, again, we're only playing 9 blues, so it's just kind of part of the deck. This hand also has very little go again. Let's block 2 and take 2. And then we'll try to go Rabble into Flittering Charge, Arsenal the Exude here. Yeah, I mean, if I have a hand where they'll let me cast it, I'll cast it any day of the week and twice on Sunday. But the problem is like, every time we've needed to, like, we've had it in our hand, we've just used it as resources. And it's just been very unfortunate. Like, just having it, like, using it as resources is sometimes what has to happen. But yeah, I'm casting it more often than I'm not most of the time, to be honest. Are they trying to bait me with Open the Floodgates here or something? I mean, yeah. Arcano opponent has killed us what it appears is going to be twice in 3 turns. 2 games in a row in 3 turns, which is, like, wildly impressive, honestly. I'm sorry? I guess they must have paid for nodes. So we took 3. I guess if we have a blue there, we take 1, which is pretty solid, but even then it probably doesn't really matter because we're going to take 4, fall down to 26. They draw 2 cards. Lessons something else, yada, yada, yada. Kindle into a random card off the top of the deck. I mean, Lessons is for 8. Actually, we're just dead here, right? I think we're just dead. I think this is more than 18. I mean, yeah, I don't really know what we're supposed to do. These are literally like 2 of the high rolliest games I've ever seen from a Kano. Like, that I've seen from, like, post-ban Kano. Like, and I know that Blazing for Lethal is a very, very good Wizard player, but I have not been high rolled this hard by Kano twice in a row like this in a long time. Like, that's... And dying on turn 3, like, from a combo deck is definitely, like, getting high rolled, in my opinion. Oh well. It's unfortunate. Losing to Kano just always feels bad. Just, it is what it is. Like, it breaks the basic rules of the game, and it just always feels bad. Killed us on turn 3 through AB1 and Spell Void 3. Nothing I could do. And that's like, it's kind of sad that like there's a deck in the metagame where like when I play games, some of my notes are like literally just couldn't do anything and we lost, which sometimes that's just the game, right? Like sometimes it's just how it is. But yeah, we died to Kano on turn 3 last match and that match. And like part of that is the fact that like my opponent is a very, very good Kano player. I know who they are. Like, they're a very good Kano player. They debuted calling Minneapolis playing Kano. Now, like, I know there's been bans and stuff since then, but like they comboed us on turn 3 2 games in a row, and it's like that is just, I mean, that's just lucky. Like, call it what you want, but that's just, there's a lot of luck involved in that. So they are not running AB. You love to see it. You're playing Char. I'm playing a Char that has 41-point turns. It's the game. I'm not sure what Char was supposed to mean, QD. Oh, a character? Yeah, for sure. For sure, 100%. And it always feels bad, and it's just unfortunate. And that's just how it goes. That is just how it goes. I still think we're just going to do this. Like, this just feels really solid to me. Maybe we're supposed to pitch the Arc Lightning here, but I think that since... Like, I honestly think we're just going to take 4 and go down to 36. I know it's weird, but... Kano players should honestly be some of the best players in the world. Anyone who can do that and not completely break their brain deserves the wins. I mean, yeah, and so, like, that's the interesting part, is, like, every time I've ever talked to a Kano, they literally talk about how, like, playing the deck is mentally fatiguing and exhausting, and like it kills them to play the deck all day because it's just so exhausting. And I mean, like, it makes sense. It truly makes sense. So Gone in a Flash, Pitch Flittering Charge to Starfall, Shockwave, Arc Lightning, and then if we draw into another card, we have some other options as things we can do. We could also just play the Arc Lightning, but I really don't want to be honest. I really do not want to play the Arc Lightning here. I want to Arsenal the Arc Lightning and try to set it up, considering they only have Command and Conquer available to them as disruption pieces, or they have just giving it to us, huh? Interesting. Well, I mean... Activate Aurora. It's really weird that this is the turn, but I think this is what we're going to do. It's 4 go again into Shockwave Fuse, so I don't know. Yeah, no AB from opponent's really nice. Now, I know that, like, also we're not playing AB in this matchup, but I've also had 2 games tonight on stream that have, like, proved my theory of, like, not running AB is more correct than it is incorrect. But we're also playing on Talishar, so take that for what it's worth, right? But, like, I know that Kart's a very good player. Like, we played against Kart earlier, and, like, Kart has, like, made me sweat every time we played, so I don't really, you know, think that... What is their hand? I mean, they have to have something that's insane here. Okay, so they're just aggro Florian. They just want to race. Okay, and it is the Command and Conquer. I mean, yeah, we're just going to give this up. Like... So it's Burn Up and Shock, Starfall, Current Funnel, Snatch. Yeah, this hand's good. We also have the choice of... We could choose to activate Aurora and throw Snatch. Okay, so I'm gonna tell our opponent we're thinking here. Current funnel, snatch, lightning press, 2 go again, or it would be fuse with shockwave. Now I want to keep the CLV around, right? So I think we're gonna go 2 go again, pitching the current funnel, activate Aurora, snatch with the lightning press, blink to activate grasp, throw the shockwave. Yeah, I think this is a better play here. You can smell me over Talishar? Bro, I don't even know what that's supposed to mean. Yeah, I like this better because it lets us keep the CLV around. There might be an argument to just like activating grasp and then throwing this and then activating Aurora. There might be an argument for that just because like it pans better to like next turn's play. Burn up trigger for 4 arcane, snatch effect, and then we get to throw shockwave, no fuse, arsenal to Rabble, which I think is strictly better because Rabble is guaranteed go again going into another turn where we have CLV on board. It's an interesting hand. Let me tell you how much we've never cared about 10 that basically does nothing. Yeah, we're just going to fall down to... Yeah, we're just going to go to 20. This is fine. We're going to lead on Rabble and see if they block this out. And we're also, like, racing, and they have a lot of their equipment left. Okay. Can safely say I did not see that coming. I mean, I think we were in a good position regardless. I think we were winning that game there, like the position we were in. But Talishar, Florian, we went second? No, we went first. We got the win. They conceded on turn 4/5. I can't remember what turn it was. After we were winning the race. I mean, yeah, like I just kind of what happened there. I don't know. Nothing really else to break that down. Yeah, we'll play one more. We'll play one more before we call the stream for the night. Can't lie, I kind of want to just take the 9 Somersault deck to my PQ this weekend with no practice on it. I mean, dude, go for it, man. Go for it. Like, this is a full combo matchup. But I mean, dude, like, if you want to, go for it, brother. Yeah, we literally just add in the Flicker Wisp, and we just try to set up combo and just clear the board, plus throw a billion at them with the combo. The Rabble is crazy, made him surrender. I like that. We made someone concede with a Ravenous Rabble. That's what we're going to tell everybody. I could just add that into my notes there. Oh, man. Guys, if y'all are planning a ProQuest this weekend, good luck. Hope everybody has a lot of fun. Also, be back next week. Hoping to hear about everyone's ProQuest whenever I get back next week and to hear about how it went. So let's go Flittering Charge. It's going to be the reveals. It's going to be 4 go again. We're going to hope that this hits so that we can use Second Strike, but not likely. Yep, Defense Reaction incoming. So we're just going to go E-Strike for 7 and Arsenal the Flittering Charge. Now, they don't know that we have the Flittering Charge, and in fact, they're going to assume we don't have it because we showed it to them. Rabble too good, ban Rabble. Ban Rabble, I'm here for that. Dude, can you imagine a world where they actually ban Ravenous Rabble? I don't know. It's like almost as crazy to me as like the thought that like they could ban Command and Conquer. Because I heard somebody talking about that the other day, and I'm like, listen, I think you're like, respectfully, I think you're living in like La La Land if you think they're gonna ban Command and Conquer. I don't want to pop just in case this is an aura, to be honest, because we could block E-Strike and press and then go 4 No, it'd have to be 2 into 7, activate this, but I think our hand's just good enough by itself, right? Think our hand's just good enough by itself. We're just going to take 7 and fall to 33. They could have something to flash in here. They did have a Waning Vengeance, so my read on the situation was correct. Flittering Charge. We're going to play the Electrostatic Discharge. We're going to pitch Blink to throw Starfall. E-Strike, draw card, activate Aurora. I think people speculated a CNC ban because of the mini Rosetta mini CNCs. No other reason. Okay, that's fair. Turns out a 0 for 2 is just broken. Broken. Absurd. It's funny to think that a 0 for like... Oh, they're playing Dense Blue Mist. Okay. So they lose the Waning Vengeance, and then they get a Spectral Shield. This is going to be 1 go again. And then this is going to be, what, 4? Or I'm sorry, 7. We got the +3. And we drew into the CLV. Never didn't have it, boys. Never didn't have it. Better than Starfall? Oh. Them only getting, like, the Dense Blue Mist was a 1 for 3 right there, which I'm pretty content with. There's 2 Count Your Blessings out of the way. I'm not gonna lie, it makes me incredibly sad that we drew, like, that this hand is set up the way that it is. Oh, man, that feels bad. Yeah, we're gonna have to pitch one of the Flicker Wisps. Now, the good news for us is that even though they are on 9 copies of Count Your Blessings, as long as we can continue to play offense and put them on the back foot, we can actually kill them through all 3 combo pieces, even if they, like, gain all 50 life or 45 or whatever it is. It doesn't matter. They announced that November Armory promos or EA Flittering Charge. Yo, let's go, dude. Now, that's kind of cool. I'm in for that. I'm here for that, fam. EA Flittering Charge sounds pretty cool. Yeah, we're going to throw Snatch for 4 go again, which probably gets met with a card and a Spectral Shield, if I had to guess. This also seems like a Reality Refractor matchup, so I'm pretty surprised they're not on Refractor against us. Tells me that they might not be playing it, to be honest. We're going to activate Aurora, and we're going to Arsenal, keeping the CLV around, and we now have a Flicker Wisp and a Channel in the bottom together, which is pretty good. I mean, I think that's a pretty good place to be at, in all honesty. I mean, there is no value of them, like, popping this here, or, like, them flashing something in. Maybe I'm supposed to give Current Funnel. If I give Current Funnel, I have the ability to go Lightning Surge and Twine Lightning Fuse into 2, activate Aurora. I also have the ability to Lightning Surge. Nah, we're supposed to take this because it lets us keep CLV around for another turn. I'm not a huge fan of just taking all of this damage, but I think we win the game by playing offense, not by blocking, and forcing them to make awkward decisions. I think that's how we're going to win the game. Like, blocking a lot's not really going to get us there, I don't think. Pretty excited for some EA Flittering Charges, I won't lie. They'll go well with my EA Electrostatic Discharges. I really wanted Lightning Form to be in the deck, if you want the truth, because I got those from pre-release, and I've just not used them at all. But I really wanted to be able to get my hands on those. So we're going to activate Grasp. 2 and 1 Arcane, which is relevant. This is relevant. You do have to think about how you want to play this turn out here. They have also not transcended, so Traverse is currently off the table. I say that. I spoke too soon. I spoke too soon. They are now transcending, which doesn't really help them in the Traverse category, But this turn anyway, it does help them for future turns though. They're going to pitch one of the Chi. Makes sense. That math do in fact be mathing. Blocking won't win the game. I'm questioning life so hard. Listen, I have really embraced the aggro side of this like deck, right? Like I've really embraced where we're at with the like aggro plan here on Aurora. I've really changed the way I think about the game since we stopped playing Victor so much, and I've started leaning into Aurora, which to be fair, I think you have to. If you're approaching an aggro deck like you do a Guardian deck, I think you're a recipe for disaster, which is also probably why I was doing so poorly, to be honest, when I started out playing the deck. So we're going to fuse with the Sigil of Lightning. This is going to be 4 go again. They clearly have a hand they want to keep, so as much pressure as we can put on this turn is better for us. And then we're going to throw Flittering Charge for 4. There is no go again here. And then we're going to activate Aurora, keeping our CLV around for another turn, which means if we draw into the combo piece of Arc Lightning here, we're going to be rolling. It's going to be the turn we want if we draw into it. I mean, honestly, like, you're giving up a card right there to be able to make that play happen. Like, I'm actually, like, thoroughly okay with that. They already decided to give up the CLV hit, so, like, that really works, in my opinion. I think that's okay. Drawing into the Arc Lightning is everything we wanted it to be. Unfortunately, this is not. Wow. Now, this is okay, right? This is actually okay. Because we can somersault it back. Because we have to have the attack. I mean, I say we have to. I use that lightly. We need the attack to be able to make this happen here. So it is Arc Lightning. I don't think they know we have the Flicker Wisp here, so I don't think they know anyway. I'm debating if I want to use the Iron Weave combo. I don't know if I do this turn or not. Honestly, like, since we're not trying to clear the board and just like do a ton of damage, we might just be interested in like keeping the Iron Weave and the gold around here to be able to set this up another turn. But it really depends on how they play this turn out here. Clearly, they're thinking about how they're going to play this turn out. Dylan Arcane. And they just let it come through early on in the turn. I mean, so it's 2 instances of 2, putting them down to 23. I think I want to go draw a card, somersault this, and then go from there. I think this is the best way to go about this. Because if we draw blue, we have the ability to... Yeah, this is interesting. I think we're going to go Iron Weave here. I think we're going to go Iron Weave here into the gold just because it's so much value here. Eastrite's looking really solid right here. I agree. So we're going to let them get a Chi out of their deck, which is fine. And then I'm going to somersault this back to my hand. Value Town, Population Us. Put them down to 20. Arc Lightning, put them down to 18. Ether Iron Weave. Put them down to 16. Crack the Gold, put them down to 14. Snatch is insane here. Ravenous Rabble for 4, go again. Two arcane damage coming across. 2 and 2 arcane here. And then Snatch. And depending on what they do, we might use Snaps to force a card. Yeah, so since we drew into the Rabble off the draw card, I think it makes it worth it. Before that, I don't know, if I'm being honest. Before that, I honestly don't know if it's worth it. Like, our 2 draws off of the E-Strike and the Channel Lightning Valley have just been insane. Like, absolutely insane. Or, yeah, like, our draws were very, very good right there. I don't think we're going to snap. I don't think we're going to snap. It is worth 2 points, so, like, it might be worth it, but I don't think so. I think I would rather just save it for another turn, if I'm being honest. Yo, let's go. Tam, rating with 10 viewers. Dude, Tam, thank you so much, man. I saw you go live earlier today, brother. Hope your stream was good, man. But I appreciate the raid, man. Much love, brother. I think we're going to say no blocks. I mean, I think we're just keeping this and trying to clear the board, right? Get that dub? Thanks, Tam. I appreciate it, brother. I was actually watching one of your streams the other day. You were playing like in a webcam tournament, I think, on like maybe it was like a Wednesday webcam thing or something. Maybe I saw. I saw you streaming the other day, man. It's like I see you playing. I see you playing games all the time, man. I respect the grind, brother. Respect it very much. Yeah, I host those. Oh, dude, let's go. That's awesome, man. We're going to play both sides of the burn up and shock here to like really force Enigma to make a decision early in the turn. Now, you hear me say when I play burn up and shock that I'm forcing my opponent to make a decision early in the turn, and that's because we are. Like, they have to decide if they want to like pitch a blue or how they want to play this turn out here as far as everything's concerned. But we're going to force them to decide whether they want to keep the mirror guy or not this turn. We're going to arsenal the burn up and shock. We're going to arsenal the other burn up and shock, and we're going to activate Aurora. Since they pitched a blue, if they pitch a red, we're activating Grasp. But since they pitched a blue, we're definitely on the activate Grasp train right now. You can current, then Gone in a Flash, and then use burn up to... So play the burn up and shock, play current funnel for 2, Gone in a Flash, burn up at instant, or use shock, and then get Gone in a Flashback. Yeah, that would be a good turn. It doesn't let us arsenal anything, but I do like that turn a lot. Considering they pitched a blue, I think it makes it a little bit worse to play both of the burn up and shocks. Especially since we're at 15 life, and like we have a lot of like wiggle room to work with right here. Since we're at 15, I think this makes this a little bit of a better play. I also like keeping the current funnel in our deck just in case. We could also just like snap this back here, right? So like, depending on what they do this turn, like if they give us a card and footsteps here, we can actually snap, play the shock at instant speed, and then throw it again to force their hand. No, I don't think we need to, though. I don't think we need to. I think it's a little too aggressive. There's also a world with a shock where we can just kind of get them. Okay, so they had to count your blessings, so we weren't going to get anybody with anything that turn. I mean, this is about as good as it gets, right? I'm not a huge fan of using Flicker Wisp this way, but we do have literally 3 action cards outside of the Flicker Wisp that do this. That deal multiple points of Arcane. This is the best a Flicker Wisp has ever looked without an Arc Lightning, in my opinion. So we're going to fuse with the Burn Up and Shock. This is going to be 2 Arcane that they can't stop. I mean, they can prevent one of it, and then the Spectral Shield eats the other one, technically. But the Flicker Wisp is just looking really strong outside of an Arc Lightning hand. And that speaks volumes to me. Two Arcane. They do prevent 1, so they go back to 9. We're going to play Burn Up and Shock, which is worth 2 Arcane. We're going to come in for 4 and 2 Arcane with Go again. So the Arcane puts them down to 7 here. And then this is just 4 Go again. With the Burn Up trigger. Okay. So with the way this hand is panned out, for them to be able to stop the Snatch hit and the Burn Up trigger, they're actually going to have to like have a defense reaction in Arsenal. Which I don't think they have from here, if you want the truth. I could be wrong. They could have it, but I don't think they do. I mean, I was like, yeah, this has the Burn Up trigger on it. Interesting. You're just willing to take 1 to go to 6 and then let 4 Arcane come across here? Do you have a Dense Blue Mist, or what is it? Like, you have to have something. You also have to pitch into this. Maybe they have 2 Cheese in their hand? Ah, I see. I see. All right. Defense reaction, or this wins the game? I guess technically it doesn't win the game. I'm trying to debate if this is worth snapping. I think we use snaps to try and win the game here. Because they take 3, go to 1. Oh no, the Flicker Wisp just kills them because it deals 5. I wasn't even thinking about that. The Flicker Wisp actually just gets insane value there. What were we going to draw? Oh, 0 for 4? It didn't matter. Didn't matter. Never didn't have it, boys. So yeah, Flicker Wisp combo. Absolutely insane. Doing over 30 points in a turn. Turns out it's pretty good. I also thought it was Count Your Blessings for a minute, the way they were kind of playing that out. But either way, I don't think either one was enough to save them there. So that did pan out for us. Kalashar, we played against Enigma. We went second? No, we went first. I think I went first. If anybody remembers, please let me know. We got the win. Flicker combo is insane at clearing the board and taking tempo. All right, well, so I have to admit with you guys, I'm gonna be real with y'all for a minute. The 7-5 record was not what I was hoping for tonight. I was hoping for something a little bit better than that. But I mean, either way, we got some good games in. A couple of those losses were just like getting like flip rolled by Kano. We had a lot of good games tonight. We played a lot of good back and forth games, and the deck feels really solid. I'm still really enjoying the exact layout I have of the deck. It feels very clean. I'm not going to make any changes for this weekend. Armory tomorrow, 2 Pro Quests this weekend. On Monday, we got a recap coming for you guys. Don't forget, on Wednesday, we have video coming out, like next Wednesday, 6 days from now. How to upgrade your Dash.io Armory deck for $100 or less. Budget-friendly deck coming out. I've made one for the Bolton deck, and I made one for the Azalea deck, so I think I'm going to stick with that trend. People seem to really like it. It's very beginner-friendly, and I like having that content out there. So, Kano losses aren't real losses. LOL, I like that. Just came to say bye. Well, Josh, I appreciate you coming back, man. I appreciate it. Guys, thanks for hanging out tonight. I appreciate you guys being here. All the follows, subs, the raid. Appreciate it. You guys, the love is real. I appreciate it. No stream tomorrow or this weekend. Good luck at ProQuest. Be safe out there, and I will see you guys on Monday. Take it easy, guys.